Top of the morning, lads! Welcome back to the Exponential. My name's R Squared, and we're live from Dublin, Ireland. It's a daylight hour. As you can see, I'm not nearly as dark. You can actually see that there's light in the neighbourhood. However, it's still cloudy skies in the United Kingdom over in Dublin, Ireland. And today we have a matchup between two Irish classics. The Pittsburgh Steetlers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And on one side, they're led by the totally not Irish Carson Wentz, and the other side, Aaron Rodgers, who has long touted his Irish roots. We have Kevin O'Connell on the side of the Minnesota Vikings, heading on up tonight. And for Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers, the designated home team. But you know what they say, Minnesota has come to invade Ireland, just like the Vikings have in the past. And they're here to get ready. Why is Greg Olsen doing the broadcast today? I did not expect that. I didn't know he worked for NFL Network. Anyway, the Vikings, they're coming in. They're missing a few core members of their team, namely the quarterback. They find themselves without J.J. McCarthy, for better or for worse in this one. He's out for another week with an injury. But they got Carson Wentz taking his place. They're probably more importantly, missing linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel. I don't know why I paused there. Andrew Van Ginkel, he's one of the biggest parts of this defense, and Minnesota is going to be missing him today. But Pittsburgh had a late scratch coming out earlier, and that was Jaylen Warren, the Pittsburgh Steelers running back. Came out of nowhere, but suddenly he's out. He's out for the game, which means the Steelers might have a little bit of trouble running the football. So it'll definitely be interesting to see which team takes more advantage of the others. Because, linebacker for running back, that's a pretty fair exchange over there in this one. So we got a good one potentially coming to us from Ireland. Obviously, I would have rather done a different one, but the people voted. Honestly, I would have rather done the college football game last night. Overtime, come on. It was over. It went to overtime. I'm gonna duck the Irish accent for now. We'll bring it back if something crazy happens. Joe Davis announcing too is about to be an instant classic. I know. It's crazy. We got ourselves a good one. Carson Wentz first quarterback since I didn't read that. I think it said something about him starting in multiple different countries because we're in a different country. It's morning. It's 9:30. This is morning people hour. I am a morning person. I'm here. We're ready. Got so many different fans in the stands today. I've been to a London game before, several London games in my time, and boy, were there a lot of different fans there. Like even looking into the crowd, you see tons of Vikings fans and Steelers fans, of course, but you see dotted around. Saw a Patriots fan, a Dolphins fan. I think I saw a Cardinals fan back there, which is crazy. Addison is back. Yes, he is. He is back for this one. The Vikings have a massive weapon back at their disposal. He got suspended, right? So he's back from that. So that is good for them. So the Vikings, they're getting back pretty much as they're losing in Andrew Van Ginkel. I dropped my bracelet. But Andrew Van Ginkel, honestly, that's a pretty bad one to lose. They're also going to be without left guard Donovan Jackson today. Taking over in his spot will be Joe Huber. Robert Mizzle is singing the U.S. national anthem right now. I would stand, but I don't have my sound on, so I can't really hear what he's saying anyway. So Andrew Van Ginkel's out of this one, but even if he's not playing, but that does give the opportunity to get to see more of Dallas Turner, a linebacker on this Minnesota front who honestly I feel like he could see more time just in general. Like I feel like he doesn't get as much playing time as he probably should. But it'll be interesting to see Dallas Turner taking over there for Andrew Van Ginkel at that linebacker slot over there at strong side. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how this Vikings defense led by Brian Flores can take over Dublin. I'm really excited for this one. Other than the fact that, the quarterback battles Carson Wentz against Aaron Rodgers, I got a feeling this game is going to be way more defense than offense, but, that's what we kind of signed up for. So Brian Flores, he's coming in here as the former Miami Dolphins head coach and former Pittsburgh Steelers something or other, but he's worked with Mike Tomlin. So this is a bit of a game back because Mike Tomlin was the one who gave him a second chance in the NFL after him being fired from Miami. And so this is kind of, I'm sure it was a little bit of a warm greeting at the beginning here at Croke Park between the two of them. But after this, it's all no more fun and games. We're going in. It's football time in Dublin. I can't even say it's football night in America because it's football morning in Dublin. So we got ourselves a very, very interesting matchup. And so far, the quarterback matchups, it's a little skewed. We really have no idea what to expect from Minnesota, other than the fact that they're fresh off of a thumping of Cincinnati. But I don't know if that was more credit to Minnesota or Cincinnati. I'm actually going to listen to the Irish national anthem because I want to hear it. Wow, that's a much better national anthem. sorry, I didn't say that. That Irish flag look up there, it looks more like an Italian flag. They should fix their tinting. But as I was saying before, I wanted to listen to the Irish national anthem. The Vikings, they just absolutely obliterated Cincinnati, and Carson Wentz didn't really have much to do with it. He only threw 6 incompletions, but that's partially because he only threw 20 times. He did get the 2 touchdowns to his name, but only 173 passing yards. The big highlight for Minnesota was really Jordan Mason, who took 16 carries for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. They're talking about the Vikings right now. They're only team in NFL history to play consecutive international games in different countries. That is true. They're going to play at Tottenham Hotspur next week. There is no way I'm doing a commentary on that. It's the Vikings against the Browns. I barely wanted to do Vikings Steelers. But it's the Vikings, they're scheduled. This little international trip is winnable. They win this one, then they come out and they can definitely have a chance of beating the Browns, which is good because that's a little bit of an international rest kind of, because they got the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, and Ravens coming up as their next 4 after that. So nothing easy is coming for the Vikings. Nothing's guaranteed, especially not even here, because Pittsburgh has the manpower to be able to defeat Minnesota in this one, but they are without 3 of their leaders on this team: Jalen Warren, Alex Highsmith, and Joey Porter. So that's Rams 49ers. Well, let me. I'll check. I'll check at the first commercial about the games next week, and I'll make a split-second decision on that. Because all decisions, I got him. There's only one sheriff around these parts. So the kickoff's about to be underway. The first play in NFL history to be in Ireland, here at Croke Park. I kind of expected it to be at Aviva Stadium, but instead, but I mean, it's fine. I like Aviva Stadium. It'll be interesting to see what kind of environment Croke Park is as we are underway from Ireland. And this one will be returned to the 34-ish yard line by the Pittsburgh returner. So first up, we'll get to see Aaron Rodgers, or whatever Gaelic, Celtic name. I feel like it's Gaelic. I think it's Gaelic. I don't know that much about Ireland. Looking forward to learning, though, as this game goes on. Hopefully they'll help me out a bit, because I don't know. So we got Aaron Rodgers. The big threat on this offense is without a doubt DK Metcalf. But because Metcalf gathers so much attention from the Steelers, it gains way for Calvin Austin, who's actually become quite a red zone target for Aaron Rodgers throughout these first few games. We'll see. Rodgers is going to take the snap. He's under a lot of pressure, and he's blown up on the first play. And the Vikings defense is off to a blazing start as Redmond comes unblocked off the edge. Wow. He just walked right to him. Oh, I like that. You just see a little bit of a cut back inside. They just have two defenders on one tackle, and he just comes right down the middle. Really beautifully executed defensive play there by Minnesota to pick up a sack on the first play, offensive play in Dublin, Ireland. 2nd and 18 for Pittsburgh. Rodgers under center, play action pass. He throws. He'll hit Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield, who will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 12 coming up. Kenneth Gainwell is kind of the primary running back here today for Pittsburgh. He went from one place in Pennsylvania to the other place in Pennsylvania as he took he was backing up Saquon Barkley and was a big threat in Philadelphia. He's more of a pass-catching running back, as we could see from that one. He's very fast. So it'll be interesting to see how he steps into the role of primary running back in this one. 3rd and 12. Vikings showing pressure. They back out, rush 4. Rodgers to throw, under pressure from the edge. He throws underneath, and it's caught, but he'll go for a loss of 1 to the former Miami Dolphin, Jonnu Smith. So the Vikings will hold the Steelers to -1 yards on their opening drive. Great defensive start to this game. Really so far setting the tone for Brian Flores' defense, as now they're going to give Kevin O'Connell and this genius offensive scheme a chance to take over in Dublin. I mean, this could be an early lead for Minnesota. This is a great start to this game for the Vikings. And this one will be punted away by Corliss Waitman and will be returned at about and we'll go to about the 26 here, which is where Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings offense will start their drive. Miles Price was the one on the return. So Carson Wentz, he didn't have a big game. As I said last week against Cincinnati, he got those 2 touchdowns, but he really didn't have to do all that much work. Jordan Mason kind of carried most of the workload for them. And honestly, Isaiah Rodgers, more so than anyone else, he was probably the biggest offensive contributor, which is funny. For those that don't know, he's a defensive back, but he scored so much. Like, that was insane. I was watching Red Zone, and the amount of times that I've seen a defensive player pop up multiple times in a game, wow. Like, that's crazy. 1st and 10 for Wentz and the Vikings. And they already have more yards than Pittsburgh with a 5-yard out route towards Justin Jefferson. 2nd and 5 coming up for Minnesota. Minnesota's offensive line, as I said earlier, they are without left guard Donovan Jackson. That's the rookie out of Ohio State, their 1st-round pick. Instead, they got Joe Huber. He's another rookie out of Wisconsin. So we'll see how he steps into the role here at left guard for Minnesota. So be watching that left side for any pressure. But Pittsburgh is also going to be without one of their pass rushers, Alex Highsmith. Hand off to the speedster, Jordan Mason, who gets a quick little, probably 7 or 8 yards, which will give the Vikings a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now coming up for the Vikings on this defensive line for Pittsburgh. They got the rookie Derek Harmon back in action after he missed a couple of games with an injury. That linebacker unit, it's still very strong even without Alex Highsmith. Same for the secondary, really. Brandon Eccles stepping in for Joey Porter Jr. on that injury. Pittsburgh has one of the deepest defenses in the league, which is why I wasn't so quick to mention the injuries towards Joey Porter and Alex Highsmith, because it doesn't feel like it hurts them as much as it would hurt any other team. Quick little downward slant there towards Justin Jefferson, which will get about 8 or 9 yards. So the Vikings, they're moving quickly so far. They got a bit of a hurry-up offensive pace going. And Carson Wentz, they're giving him the easy throws. This is something about Kevin O'Connell's offensive scheme, is that it's one of the most quarterback-friendly schemes, period. Like, it's just very effective. He can move the ball down the field really, really fast. And most of it's just 6 yards, really small passes, nothing that needs your quarterback to be a superhero. I believe they were just showing Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator for Pittsburgh. And this will be a handoff to Jordan Mason. Out of the backfield, he'll cut to the right side, and Mason will get the 1st down on a gain of 3 or 4 yards. So Minnesota is slowly chugging the ball down towards midfield, where they have 1st and 10 upcoming. So Jordan Mason, He's taken over for Aaron Jones Sr. I didn't even know there was a junior. But Aaron Jones Sr., he ran on injured reserve a couple of weeks ago after suffering injury. And people in Minnesota are a bit worried about whether Mason will be able to step up to the workload because he hasn't really shown any of that prowess before as a number one running back. But he stepped into the role very nicely against Cincinnati. And so far today, fake shovel to Mason, Wentz to throw. He'll dump it off to Mason after he misses original look. And Mason does a little bit after the catch to get about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up for Minnesota. Again, like that's the easy thing about this offense is that it's super easy for Minnesota to just dump it off. There's always an option, a quarterback-friendly option. If you look at Kevin O'Connell's offense, it's about the opposite of the Miami Dolphins offense, an offense I'm very experienced in. It's not a quarterback-friendly offense. This one is totally, like you can input any quarterback into Minnesota, and as long as they have a decent short game, they can do whatever they want. Shovel over to Jordan Mason. Mason cuts to the outside. Mason will get the first down and a little bit extra on top of that. It's a fumble, and it's picked up by Patrick Queen. The 40, the 30. He's gone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Ramsey. I said the wrong name the whole time. My goodness. But Jalen Ramsey comes up with the scoop and score on Jordan Mason. And I said it at the beginning. It's going to be a defensive game, and it's looking like it. As Jordan Mason, I want to see exactly what happened here. Ooh, that's really close. I think that was a fumble, though. And it was just scooped right up by Jalen Ramsey. It was Clark. I think it's Chuck Clark, I believe. Is it Chuck Clark making that one? Bots again. Come on. Yeah, Chuck Clark, the strong safety there. Jalen Ramsey was kind of reaching for his hamstring a bit there at the end, but then he celebrated, so it's probably no big deal. Former Miami Dolphin again, you're welcome, by the way, but here they go. So, boy, do I miss him. So the scoring, we're underway already. Pittsburgh with the scoop and score. Jalen Ramsey off of the forced fumble by Chuck Clark. Wow. So Jordan Mason, I just finished singing his praises, basically. He's a great running back, saying he had a great first game. And then he walks up in here, and one of the first plays of the game, he fumbles there. So not so much of a great start for Minnesota. It looked like they were moving the ball very efficiently, but you see Clark, he just gets his hand under it, and Mason must have just let his guard down when he was falling. And then Jalen Ramsey, after that, he just picks it up. Apologies for the mistake about Queen and Ramsey. Queen's number 6, Ramsey's number 5. So it's a little difficult. So they're reviewing it right now, and it looks like it's going to stand. It's not going to stand. They're saying he's down. All right. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know about that. That feels like a bit of a robbery. Quite frankly, I don't know about that. That seems like a cheap way to get around the fumble rule. I don't care for that call, personally. I mean, it's all right, but I don't love that. I don't. He never really had possession back on it. I don't think that classified as him falling on top of the ball. But Minnesota is going to be given a second chance here with 9.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. They're still looking at it, it seems. I don't really know if that was the right call, but it looks like they overturned it, which means it'll be Minnesota's offense on the field again. Questionable decision. So Jordan Mason gets so lucky. So lucky on that one. So, well, 1st and 10. So not only it's not a fumble, it's a first down. So Minnesota will be 1st and 10 with 9.5 in the first quarter remaining. Now zoom this microphone a little closer. Carson Wentz throws over the middle, laser to Justin Jefferson. And Jay Jettas with a big completion there, getting the first down into the red area for Minnesota. As you see here, they're running a bit of a high safety scheme, a little bit of zone, and Jefferson just makes the cut right in the middle of the zone there, and he knows both safeties are playing the hash marks a bit. So it was really good route running by Justin Jefferson, and a really good throw by Carson Wentz as well, threading the needle to get it to his wide receiver. 1st and 10. Addison in motion. Wentz under center. Mason's the back. He'll get the call. Jordan Mason will plow forth for a gain of about 3 or 4. Brings up 2nd down. Second and, I assume 7? Yeah, 2nd and 7. I'm still a little cautious about about the fumble. I feel like that probably wasn't really the right call there. Not a huge fan of it. I mean, I guess, but I don't think he had possession. Fake shovel, it'll turn into a screen to Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson will get about 6 yards. Good job by Jalen Ramsey and the Steelers secondary of corralling him before he could go any further. There's a flag on the play. I want to hear the flag just in case he does it in a different language. I don't think it's the right guy.
The issues for the Vikings so far, they had 8 penalties on the offense last week. And so the timing of these screens.
He's not going to tell me. Whatever. All right, so there was an ineligible player downfield for Minnesota, and that was number 76, which, if I'm not mistaken, I was mistaken. Forget I said anything. Number 76 is Will Fries on that offensive line for Minnesota. He just sneaked a little bit too far down the field. So 2nd and 12 coming up for Minnesota at the Pittsburgh 18-yard line. Should I say the Dubln 18-yard line? Wentz to throw. He'll hit Jefferson for a gain of about 4. Looks like the conditions might be a little slippery over in Dublin. I know it was a little overcast when they showed the sky earlier, so I wonder if it's been raining over there. 7:25 to go here in the first quarter. 3rd and 9 coming up from Minnesota. Carson Wentz, I'm 90%. I don't think he's targeted more than 2 receivers so far, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason, and Mason doesn't really count. So I'm pretty sure the only receiver he's targeted is Jefferson, and Wentz looks to throw, and he's drilled. That one was Patrick Queen, and Patrick Queen absolutely buries Carson Wentz. He shot out of a cannon there, as Carson Wentz just really didn't know what hit him. And that's part of the game that he's lost in his years. He used to be able to see that, because Queen just with a little stutter, delayed rush, and then boom! And Wentz didn't even have time to brace, really. He had Jefferson wide open. I was wondering why he didn't throw that, because Justin Jefferson, that was probably the most open he's been. So a field goal attempt from Will Reichard. And this kick is almost blocked, but it is instead good. 3-0. The Vikings have the lead here on Sunday morning. There's an injured player from Minnesota. Carson Wentz seems to know that it's bad, whatever it is. I didn't quite see who's down there, but it looked like another offensive line injury. It might have been Will Fries. Let's see if I can deduce who that was. It was O'Neal, Brian O'Neal. Yeah, it's Brian O'Neal, the right tackle. They're actually missing his backup, Walter Rouse, today, which means we might have to see a position shift from one of the offensive linemen, either Justin School, Michael Juergens, or Blake Brandel, to take over for Brian O'Neal. He was injured on that field goal attempt. Did see the Steelers were playing a bit of an aggressive kick blocking unit there as they jumped over the line. You're not. The refereeing's a little iffy so far. I feel like I would have called him for jumping over the long snapper because it kind of looked like he did a bit. But who am I? All right. So while we're in this injury/regular timeout, let's take a look and next week's NFL games. Remember, we can do other games. We don't have to do NFL. We got 49ers, Rams, Patriots, Bills, and Chiefs, Jaguars. We can do Chiefs, Jaguars. Chiefs, Jaguars isn't terrible. I don't know that 49ers, Rams is a good game. I'm kind of iffy on that one. The 49ers have not been the most entertaining team to watch this year. Neither of the Rams, honestly. I mean, the Rams have had more close games, more entertaining games, I would say, than San Francisco, but San Francisco really hasn't had super entertaining games thus far. So I'm not too sold on doing that one. And I highly doubt anyone wants to do Vikings-Browns, unless you're a Vikings or Browns fan. Let's check college football, see what they got going for them in week numero 6. Man, these guys are everywhere. All right. Nighttime game. Oh, Florida State. Can we resist the temptation? Ooh, that might be fun, though. Hurricanes fan commentating on Miami and Florida State. Oof. It's the first real challenge Carson Beck is going to get. Let me see. This one will be returned. We're back in the game now, by the way. This one's going to be returned to about the 29-yard line. A little bit of a skirmish on that sideline there as the play concluded. 1st and 10 coming up for Aaron Rodgers with 6:19 to play here in the first quarter. From Dublin, Ireland, Croke Park. All right. So that first drive really didn't work out too well for Pittsburgh. One reason is they didn't really run the ball too much. They didn't. I don't think they ran a run play on that last one. They had that dump off to Gainwell and then to Jonnu Smith as well, but neither of those really gained too much yardage there. And we'll see a run to Gainwell here, and Gainwell on the shovel will get some solid yards. He'll get 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. Aaron Rodgers under 10 air yards this season. He's got 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. And he's got a 120.2 passer rating, which is the best in the NFL. And he's doing all this at the ripe age of 41 or something like that. He's ancient. He's old, okay? Second one is the first and last time I'll be doing a commentary on Aaron Rodgers game. I shouldn't say that yet. And a little dump off towards Calvin Austin, I believe. And he'll get about 4 yards and a first down for Pittsburgh. Dallas Turner made the tackle. He's the one taking over for the injured Andrew Van Ginkel today. Arthur Smith is the offensive coordinator here in Pittsburgh. He's worked closely with several of these guys when he was the head coach in Atlanta, and before that, the offensive coordinator in Tennessee. 1st and 10. And this is one of their running backs out of the backfield. Rodgers, quick throw over the middle. He's got DK Metcalf for 15 yards and a laser of a sidearm from Aaron Rodgers. So number 20 in the backfield is going to be the rookie out of Iowa, Caleb Johnson. As Metcalf, that was just showing some impressive speed and really great arm angle there by Aaron Rodgers, zipping it in. Future Hall of Famer playing in Dublin. 1st and 10. He's the first NFL player over 40 to play. No, I think that is true, actually. Shovel to Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, the big rookie out of Iowa, gets about 2 yards. Brings up 2nd and 8. Pittsburgh's got a fascinating receiving core coming their way. They got DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson's probably the least known of those. He's in his 2nd year at Michigan. He was a part of that team with J.J. McCarthy, who's on the other sideline for Minnesota, but not playing in this one. So I wonder if they had some old memories between a star quarterback and his former star wide receiver. But the thing that makes Pittsburgh special is their double tight end scheme. They got the catch-everything Pat Freiermuth and, of course, Jonnu Smith, the speedy pass catcher he came from Miami. He'll get the call here, and he'll stumble out of bounds for about 7. 3rd and 1 coming up for Pittsburgh on the reception from Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith was probably the best tight end the Dolphins had in a long time since. Man, I miss him. I really do. Congrats to Pittsburgh for, stealing him from us like they did Jalen Ramsey and a ton of other players from us. We've had a lot of talks with Pittsburgh over the years. They took Flores from us. They took Smith. They took Ramsey. They took Fitzpatrick previously. We just took him back. I feel like he was better with Pittsburgh. Rodgers to throw. He'll throw overhead. He's got Metcalf who reels it in. A great catch by DK Metcalf. I can't say Donkey Kong. That would be copyrighted. I actually have no idea. It might not be, actually. That was just a really great acrobatic catch by DK Metcalf, letting the Irish see his magnificent talent. And, for a lot of people that like rugby so much, I don't think you're going to see that kind of catch in rugby, because that is athletic there. 1st and 10. From the 18-yard line. Rodgers is going to be under center now that they're in the red zone for Minnesota. Play clock's at 3. Rodgers, a quick throw to Metcalf. It was almost jumped, and he's still going. He'll get about 10 yards, and depending on the spot, they'll give him a first down. And another skirmish in the pile between the Pittsburgh linemen and the Minnesota secondary. You see, that was just a quick pass. It was almost jumped by Dallas Turner on the edge there. Could have taken it the other way. But instead, Metcalf makes the grab on another. That's a very similar throw to what we saw just a little bit earlier. If it ain't broke, why fix it? And so far, it's gotten 10 yards both times. Got 15 on the first one, 10 on that one. Keep doing it until it stops working, really. DK Metcalf's caught 13 passes on the season for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. He hasn't really recaptured his Seattle magic thus far this season, but we're starting to see a bit of what makes him so special here today. They're at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal. Rodgers to throw. He'll dump it to Gainwell. Gainwell's got a one man to beat, and his head is to the dirt on a tackle made by Josh Metellus. Gainwell will hit the ground at the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. Gainwell's trying to get the grass or turf out of his helmet there. Gainwell, he only had one guy to beat. I'm a little surprised he wasn't able to make him miss. Good read there by this Minnesota linebacker, Josh Metellus. Metellus? I don't know how to say his name. Pittsburgh scored touchdowns on 7 of 8 red zone drives. They're at 87.5 red zone efficiency percentage, and last season they were only at 48.2. Freiermuth in motion, big threat. Gainwell the call, touchdown Pittsburgh. Kenneth, and he gains well. Touchdown Pittsburgh. I don't know what kind of dance that is, but he got the end zone anyway. He's the first man in the end zone in Dublin, Ireland. Congratulations, Kenneth Gainwell. Pretty sure no one expected Kenneth Gainwell to have the first NFL touchdown in Ireland. Wow. You see, just really good blocking there. Most impressive one was probably Pat Freiermuth, the guy they sent in motion. He just absolutely bulldozes Isaiah Rodgers out of the way and kind of makes another defender hesitate. So Pittsburgh takes the lead early, up 7-3. 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We still got 3 more quarters to go, and with it another few hours. We're here for a good time and a long time, folks, for those that don't know American football. Not that I'm pretty sure any of those people are watching, but there might be. There's been a record amount of international series games this year in the National Football League. So this is the second international game thus far. We've got games in London. 3 games, I believe. We had 1 in Dublin, so that's 4 games in I was going to say United Kingdom. I'm like, Dublin's not in the United Kingdom. Facts. But they had week 1 in Sao Paulo, where the Chargers overcame the Chiefs 27-21. Of course, you got this game right here. Next week, the NFL's London game, one of them, Vikings taking on the Browns. And then the next week, you got another London game, Broncos taking on the Jets. And next week, guess what? Another London game. You got the Rams taking on the Jaguars. The week after that, they take a break from the international series, and then they come back in week 10 for the Falcons taking on the Colts in Berlin, which actually might be a decent game somehow. And then week 11 concludes the NFL International Series with the Dolphins hosting the Washington Commanders in Madrid, Spain. So the International Series is looking different, and just recently they announced that they're going to play games in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Almost forgot where they were playing there, and I'm not quite sure whether that's instead of Sao Paulo or with Sao Paulo. But I guess we'll see. I expect it to be instead of, because I feel like Rio's just a bit safer. Because I know there's been several complaints from people who are watching the games. They've had complaints there about it not being safe, and the players haven't been able to leave the hotels and stuff like that. So not a whole lot of people were happy about the conditions in Sao Paulo. So that could be why they're moving to Rio de Janeiro. This is getting really annoying, you know. The bots, there's been so many. This is a record. I'm breaking records out here. So good start to this one so far, 7-3. Really solid start to this one. Surprisingly, we've seen 10 points of offense, which is honestly way more than I thought. This one will be returned to about the 30-ish yard line for Carson Wentz in the Minnesota offense. So Jamie Erdahl's giving a report right now. There's nothing I got on that. Yeah, down on the sideline, it's kind of cloudy-ish. 50 seconds to play here in the first quarter of the NFL's first game in Ireland, Southern Ireland, and off to Mason. Mason tries to cut it around the right, and he's tripped up by Jalen Ramsey after a gain of only 2. Good tackle there in the open field by Jalen Ramsey, tripping him up by the ankles. 2nd and 9 coming up for this Kevin O'Connell offense. The Vikings under Kevin O'Connell have a 4-0 record in international games. That's why they're playing 2 international games this year, because they're looking to improve that record to 6-0. And honestly, not a terrible plan. So far, honestly, they looked like the slightly better team to start this game so far, even though they're losing. Wentz throws over the shoulder. Jordan Addison. Woo! A big catch from J.A. on that one. I mean, dare I say, mossed him on that one. He just, one hand's all he needs. He barely had any space to catch that ball, but he comes down with it. So at the end of the first quarter, the Steelers have the lead 7-3. 2-1 teams facing off. Steelers up 7-3, but the Vikings are driving. So that was a good catch, man. It's a really good catch. So as I said earlier, games next week. Miami, Florida State. I think that's probably the best one. I really don't know how I feel about Rams 49ers. It's not very entertaining of a game. Monday night, Chiefs Jaguars. Might actually be the best game. Might be. Hear me out. You never know. What was I talking about? I was talking about the International Series games and how they are expanded to more places than ever before. You know, previously Germany was the really last step in Europe. They went Germany. And this year they added 2 new locations, Dublin and Madrid. And after this, who knows what's next? I mean, Australia? I think it's quite possible. Other than, the time difference would be awfully annoying for everybody. Just be like, I don't want to. Like, they're playing a game yesterday. We're watching it today, It just wouldn't be very convenient. I don't know that they would do that, but I think it's probably, it sounds like it was close. Based on what we've heard from Roger Goodell, it kind of feels like they're getting close to Sydney, to Australia, hosting a game. Place I would love to see a game hosted, Rome, Italy in general, just everywhere in Italy. It could be a really good place to play a game. I think it would be really interesting. Like the Coliseum, go play a football game in the actual Coliseum. That would be crazy. I don't think they can do that, but it'd be pretty cool. Play a game in the Coliseum. It'd be fun. I'm telling you. Rome, next stop. Got it, Roger? Rome, or Italy in general. It's just what's next. You're going in order of European countries. Actually, that's not true. Paris is probably next. But it should be Rome. Like, if you're going to do Madrid. And yeah, it's still cloudy skies at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. It's a cloudy day. Reminds me a lot of, everywhere in that general region. It's always a cloudy day. Where I am, though, the sun is actually shining, surprisingly. It's very nice. So the Vikings. I don't know if it's been raining there. It might be, but we saw a little bit of a slippery condition earlier from Justin Jefferson. A quick little screen outside to Justin Jefferson, speaking of, and he'll get about 6 yards, bringing up 2nd and 4 for Minnesota. 14:49 to play in this freshly started second quarter. 2nd and 5. They're only going to give him 5. So Kevin O'Connell said he's Irish somewhere when he was asked about it earlier in the week. They're like, are you Irish? Your name's O'Connell, which means you got to have it there somewhere. And he pretty much said, yeah, I'm sure it's there somewhere, but I never took the DNA test. And so he doesn't really know how far back, but there is a bridge in Dublin called the O'Connell Bridge. Jordan Mason on the shovel. He'll get wrapped up for a loss of 3 by Cole Holcomb and the Pittsburgh defense. 3rd and 7. They lost at 2. I'm missing. I'm missing today. I'm just off by a yard. So, sorry, that's Peyton Wilson. I'm telling you, I'm missing by a yard. Keep missing. All right. I think I feel like I need the defense a little more than the offense. I'll pull it up over here. Got to figure out who's who. Peyton Wilson. At least I knew his name. 3rd and 7 for Minnesota from the Pittsburgh 44.5-yard line. Steelers showing pressure. They're saying the Vikings jumped, and they did. False start, Minnesota. So the Vikings will be backed up yet again. This Vikings offensive front is struggling a bit so far, and this one it's starting to show. And that is somebody. Is that Darisaw? It might have been this 71. I think that's Darisaw. Yep, Christian Darisaw was the one who was flagged on that one. He's actually one of the more experienced ones. So you do see the Vikings offensive line struggling a bit with the environment here in Dublin. Wentz looks to throw. He's under pressure from behind, and he's taken down. And he's brought down hard by Herring. And the Steelers' defense is wreaking havoc. That was Nick Herbig. Herbig? I feel like it's Herbig. It's Nick Herbig. You see they backed up, and Herbig. Nope, that's not Herbig. That's Herbig. As Herbig comes down on him from the side as the looks shifted from the defense there. All right, deep breath, man. Come on. All right, I'm going to stand. So the punt is away, so Pittsburgh will be getting the ball here, and this one will be down at about the 20-yard line, which is where Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense are taking over. So far, defense has been the story. The Steelers defense, namely, has been the story as they've stopped Minnesota of getting any true progress here in Dublin. But Minnesota struggling a little bit. So bad start to this game for the Vikings after what seemed like a really promising start. It kind of failed a bit there. So we'll see if they can keep up with Pittsburgh in this second quarter. But if the Steelers get a score here, might be a little difficult for a Vikings offense that's not super well known for putting up huge numbers. I should put up a poll. Ooh, my bad. It's international season after all. That means we need polls. All right, here we go. I'm putting up a poll, folks. If I can spell. So far, I can't. I really can't. Wow. No, I shouldn't capitalize that. Man, this computer's hot. This is crazy. Like, it's on fire. Without Googling it, make your guess. Let's see. I really should put a space. So it turns out I can't type, everyone. I really can't. Just apparently typing just doesn't work for me. The game's about to come back on. I gotta be fast. All right, there we go. Starting the poll. This is a history poll. You got this. I believe in you. Rodgers to throw. He zips one up over the middle to DK Metcalf, who breaks away. The 50. The 40. He's got a blocker. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf. And all it took was for me to do a history quiz, and the Steelers are up 13-3, pending the extra point. Wow. And a huge play by DK Metcalf, showcasing that incredible speed of his that makes him one of the top receivers in the NFL. Wow. And that was just a simple route that DK just took to the next level. And Aaron Rodgers, he didn't even have to do anything. That was all DK Metcalf. And the extra point's good. 14-3. Flo is on the floor as Pittsburgh is up by 2 scores in Dublin. Will the Vikings respond? They're starting to need to. 2-1 teams facing off, but the Steelers are up by 11. Ooh, this is an interesting result as Mike Tomlin's pumped up on the Pittsburgh sideline. So fascinating start to this one, 14-3. The poll goes up until 3 people vote, just saying. Might be here the whole time, honestly. It's just going to be a forever vote. No Google. All right. We got the poll. Should be in like this somewhere over here. Yeah, it's a history poll. The poll states, when did the Vikings first begin invasions on Ireland? Is it A, 32 BC, B, 850 AD, 3, 795 AD, or D, wait, did I say D? No, D, 2025. The last one's more of a joke because Minnesota's in Ireland right now, which means the Vikings are technically invading Ireland, but it wasn't the first one. So that's a little hint there. Don't pick the last one. So, 14-3. I was not expecting the start of this one. DK Metcalf's having a gargantuan game. So far, Metcalf has clocked on 122 yards on 4 receptions to get that to get a touchdown as well. Minnesota is really just struggling to move the ball forward, and part of that's probably mostly because of Carson Wentz. Even though he is perfect so far in the day, they're just not moving the ball very. What is this commercial? And they're just not moving the ball very efficiently. They're not making the big strides they need to be making. Pittsburgh just ripped off like a 70-yard touchdown, 80-yard touchdown pass to DK Metcalf. And Minnesota, I don't think they've had a pass that's exceeded like 15 yards. They're not moving the ball efficiently enough to be able to beat Pittsburgh, who so far is moving without looking back, and they're leaving Minnesota behind in the dust. As you see, they're showing the shift, the motion there, and it looks like they double-teamed the dump-off, which might have been part of their mistake. A little bit of a miscommunication between the Minnesota defense, because they double-teamed the dump-off down there, and that's not smart, leaving DK in open zones. So Boswell to kick this one away, which is also in the landing zone of the new kickoff rules of the year. And this one will be taken out to the 25 or 26-yard line, where Carson Wentz will take the field yet again in hopes to take the lead. Oh, we got a vote. 795 AD. Good guess. I got to wait for a few more people to put in the poll to be able to know the answer. No Google. Google's not allowed. As if I didn't totally use Google. I probably knew that, though. I feel like I knew that information. I just don't have it, stored. Hand off to Jordan Mason. Mason's wrapped up for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. 12 minutes to play until halftime. 14-3, the Steelers have the lead here. They're going to say you got back to the line of scrimmage. Okay. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Minnesota. I'm thinking that Minnesota's going to send some people in motion there. It means Wentz is all alone. He's struggled in shotgun so far today. Play clock's at 1. They'll get the snap off. Bit of pressure coming. Wentz throws quickly towards Addison. Addison's going to get 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. You see, Wentz is just not moving in the pocket. He's taking the snap and he's parking. He's not even backing up. He's just taking the ball and throwing it where he stands. It is so weird to me doing this commentary in broad daylight. I feel like someone's watching. That was a little YouTuber joke there. 3rd and 5 from their own 31. 5 seconds on the play clock. Minnesota's not ready. They're going to have to call a timeout here. And so Kevin O'Connell will use his first of 3 timeouts. With 10:47 to play until the half, 3rd and 5 when the timeout ends. I think Minnesota took a timeout. So Minnesota, they lost a big part of their offensive coaching staff when they had to wave goodbye to Grant Udinsky, who is now the offensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars. A little bit of shout out to the Jags in their kind of expansion of the O'Connell coaching tree, which now is still pretty small. And by pretty small, I mean there's no one there. There should be, though. I mean, the amount that Kevin O'Connell, both quarterbacks are perfect, that's crazy. Rodgers is 9 of 9, and Wentz is 8 of 8. We have not seen an incompletion yet today between these quarterbacks. Through a quarter and a third. Wow. Wentz to throw. Wentz throws, and it's caught by Justin. No, that's not. That's Jalen Naylor, I think. Is it? Whom? Adam Thielen. All right. I should have known that. Oops. Did Pittsburgh call the timeout? Really? That's weird. Yeah, Pittsburgh called the timeout. That's strange. All right. 1st and 10. Steelers showing some pressure. Watch Ramsey. On the bottom of your screen there. He's right on the line. And he does rush. Wentz steps up under pressure, and he'll be taken down by TJ Watt, but he'll get a yard running up the middle. Did I read that or did I read that? This is getting annoying, isn't it? Sorry. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bots enter since the beginning of this. It's crazy. It's been an hour. 2nd and 9 coming up. Hawkinson in motion. Steelers rush 4. Wentz a quick throw to Jefferson, who absolutely toasts Darius Slay on that comeback route. He'll get about 7 or 6 yards, which will bring up 3rd and 2 or 3. 3rd and 1. Okay, whatever, if you say so. Jefferson's got 6 receptions for 51 yards so far, and Wentz has only thrown the ball 10 times. So Jefferson's kind of been his main target in this one. Which isn't a bad move. One of the best wide receivers in the league, if not the best. Hand off Jordan Mason. Mason was awfully close. Depending on where they spot it, it's either a first down or he's shy by a few inches. Jordan Mason's not really built for the power running. He's a speed-based running back. So we'll see. Oh, there was something. Something happened. I can tell something happened. Virtual measurement. The new virtual measurement system is a state-of-the-art virtual equipment that'll let everyone in their audience and the stands see exactly what we see at home. We're seeing what the refs see. Virtual measurement. Coming soon to theaters near you. Did he get it? Virtual measurement, here we go. He's short by 9 inches. The virtual measurement reigns supreme. All hail virtual measurement. 4th and 1. Rip chain gang. All hail virtual measurement. It's 4th and 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. Would they dare to run the ball again? 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go till the half. Ooh, interesting formation. I think this is a run. Jefferson in motion. He becomes the back. Oh, this is a run. And it is. Handoff to Mason, who's got a hole and he's tripped up. Oh, and a dangerous run there by Minnesota. Deshaun Elliott quite possibly saved what might have been a touchdown. There was only one guy left back there. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was a run. There's no way that Jefferson was going to stay the back there. He fooled Patrick Queen, though, which is rare. One of the better linebackers in the game. And Deshaun Elliott, very lucky to be able to pick him up there and get him by the ankles. 7:25 to play in the first half. 1st and 10 for Minnesota from the Pittsburgh 45. Huge blitz coming. He'll throw a screen, and he's decked after a gain of about 3. That was Xavier Scott. Great Scott. Sorry. It was a 3-yard gain. Tackle made by Nick Herbig. Or Herbig. One of the two. 2nd and 7 for Minnesota with 6:50 to play in the first half. Wentz under center. Scott is the back. From the Pittsburgh 42. Steelers showing pressure. Play clock at 3-2, and he'll get the snap off, and he'll shovel it to Scott, who's almost dabs, and big hit in the backfield by Juan Thornhill. And it looked like it was blown up way before that, but Thornhill just finishes the job more than anything, because Scott made a great play getting away from the first defender, who came out of nowhere. I can't believe he survived that one. The bots are annoying me. Like, wow, Jalen Ramsey, you rarely see him miss a tackle like that. Juan Thornhill wasn't about to make the same mistake. Just do another one here. Just hide user on this channel. This is getting tedious. I feel like they know. They're like, oh, this guy's deleting us. Let's give him a hard time. Wentz intercepted. The first incompletion is an interception. And an awful throw by Carson Wentz, picked off by Deshaun Elliott. That's another you're welcome. The former Miami Dolphin. And a huge interception for Pittsburgh right as Minnesota was starting to get their momentum going. And Wentz just throws a truly awful pass. First incompletion of the day, and it's an interception. 14-3, the Steelers lead, momentum shifted. And wow, that's just an awful way to end the drive. You gotta be better. I mean, you're playing so accurately, and then you throw a pass that terribly. That is not okay. Deshaun Elliott. Look at all the former Dolphins on the field tonight. Let's count. I will tell you the amount of former Dolphins on these two teams. Skylar Thompson, he's on injured reserve, but he's still on the team. That's one. There you go. We're at one so far. Jonnu Smith, 2. That's probably it, actually. I don't know any of the offensive line. I don't recognize them. Let's see. There's got to be some people on the defense. Surely. There's got to be tons of Dolphins. Yeah, what's his face? Where is he? Was Peppers ever a Dolphin? I feel like he might have been. Nope. Well, it was a good guess. Deshaun Elliott, that's 3. Jalen Ramsey, 4. There you go. 4. That's so many former Dolphins. It's crazy. On the other side, Brian Flores, that's 5. He's a coach, whatever. He's a Dolphins guy. 5. I mean, come on. They're stealing all of our players out here. Let's see. Who else we have? Former Dolphins out here. Hey, Andrew Van Ginkel, 6. That's pretty much it. But still, that's a lot. That's way too many for a team that's not the Dolphins. For any pair of teams that's not. It's not the Dolphins. Come on, stop stealing. And they're all good, too. How come they were awful in Miami? Sorry, I'm going through the stages of loss right now. Just the morning stages. Looking back at all the old memories. I'm like, look at this guy who was terrible with the Dolphins but was amazing at his next location. Hey, there's Roger Goodell. He's in the house. It's good old Goodell. In Dublin, Ireland. Looks like he's drinking some Guinness. Is he going to get some potatoes after this? You know, they announced not long ago that they were going to get they were going to allow beer at the game, and everyone was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's basically my reaction. That makes sense. It's Ireland. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's going good. Good game so far. Not really. 14-3, but I told you so. Low snap for Rodgers. He reels it in. He'll throw a quick one over to Washington, I think. Yeah. To Washington. Darnell Washington. They're showing that interception again. I still have no idea what could have made it that awful. See, Ramsey, he's organizing traffic over there. That was just an awful throw, really. It was just a terrible throw. 2nd and 3. How's it going for yourself, by the way? Sorry. 5:20 to go till halftime. Steelers have an 11-point lead. 2nd and 3. Rodgers handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell gains well. He'll get 4 yards. For another Pittsburgh Steelers first down. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, still has not thrown an No, yep, never mind. He did. My bad. I missed it. So both quarterbacks have not thrown an interception. Actually, wait. Has he thrown an completion yet? I'm confused now. I've lost track. 1st and 10. 4:35 to go. Rodgers to throw. There is his first incompletion. I was like, am I a little bit behind? It feels like I'm a little behind. 2nd down. DK Metcalf. He had a big play to start the game. He had an amazing acrobatic catch that you won't see in rugby. And then, of course, he had the 80-yard touchdown dash where he took it all the way home. And no one caught him. So he's having a monster game here in Dublin. He's probably part Irish, right? And it's a shovel to Gainwell. Gainwell, a nice run. He'll get 9 or 10. They're going to say 9. Brings up 3rd and 1. Does anyone, am I the only one who gets the DK Metcalf reference that I keep doing? Like, I'm not that big of a nerd, surely. Surely. It's common video gaming knowledge, really. 3rd and 1. Just under 4 minutes to play here in Dublin before halftime. I wonder what they're going to do for halftime. Bagpipes? Oh, wait, no, that's Scotland. My bad. 3rd and 1. Play clock set 3. Rodgers gets the snap-off handoff to Gainwell. Gainwell will get the first down. It'll be 1st and 10, just over midfield for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And another scuffle at midfield between these two squads. And this game's been surprisingly chippy so far. And not the kind where you would go to get fish and chips at. But it's been like, both of these teams have come out a little angry today. Let's see why. Oh, a little bit of a shoving match. Oh, Ben Skoranek decided it would be a good idea to push Byron Murphy Jr. And Murphy let him have it. He drills him, and that'll cost the Vikings 15 yards. And Mike Tomlin going, nice job, Ben. You're aggravated, but you didn't assault. It was probably more a nice job taking the hit. And Brian Tomlin saying he pushed me first. I'm sorry, but he kind of did it legally, though. You can't do that. Like, when someone shoves you a bit, you can't, absolute boom. Like, he nailed him. So they gave him an unnecessary roughness penalty, which was 101% deserved for the shove on Ben Skoranek by Byron Murphy, the former Arizona Cardinal, where he's most commonly known. But, he spent a good amount of time in Minnesota. Well, that's one of the ones where it's like, I wonder whether or not he'd be more known in Minnesota or if he'd be more known in Arizona, which part of his career. It's interesting. Rodgers under center. He'll shovel it to the rookie, Caleb Johnson. Got about a yard. 2nd and 9. We're about a minute away from the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9, Steelers driving. So far, the Vikings defense has truly not been able to stop the Steelers very, very efficiently. Their offense has just continued to trudge ahead without any sign of stopping. 2nd and 9 from the Minnesota 31. Play clock's at 4. Washington in motion. 2, 1. And they kind of ran out of time. They're going to give him the snap off, and it's dropped by Caleb Johnson. So Johnson drops the pass. It'll be incomplete. Kind of ran out of time there. But they gave him the extra second like they're supposed to. So it'll be 3rd and 9 coming up for Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin. He's still never had a less than 500 record as the coach of the Steelers, which is remarkable when you consider the quality of quarterbacks they have had over the last few years. 3rd and 9. 3, 2, 1. Pittsburgh almost runs out of time again. Rodgers, he's scrambling, steps up again. He's going to run it himself, and he's taken out from behind. It's fumbled, but it's recovered by a big old lineman. And Pittsburgh, a big exhale from Pittsburgh, and me for that matter, as Rodgers fumbled, but it was recovered by the big number 77. I think that's Broderick Jones. Is that his name? Yep, Broderick Jones. Lucky break for Pittsburgh. Should have been a bad sign that Rodgers was running, but I thought he was going to get injured. It's like grandpa on the run. But great job by Broderick Jones being ready. And Aaron Rodgers going, whoo, yeah. That's my offensive lineman. Getting an extra few yards there. Mike Tomlin just laughing it off. As there's a lot to be happy about if you're Mike Tomlin. As your team's up 14-3 in the red zone with 2 minutes to play until halftime. Minnesota's got a lot of work to do if they're going to win this game. Strategic fumble. I mean, he's Aaron Rodgers. Could be first, as I said earlier, first and last time commentating on an Aaron Rodgers game. Steelers, their schedule. They got the Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, and Ravens. So they got a couple of good games. Night game-wise, they got the Dolphins, and the Chargers, and the Packers. Wow, 12-20. Oh, no, wait. 7, 8-20. Confusion. They have back-to-back night games. They got Thursday night, and then they got Sunday night. That's against the Bengals and the Packers. Packers-Steelers might be a decent game. Never know. We'll see. Could do that one a few weeks from now, so it might actually not be the last time we're seeing Aaron Rodgers. Somehow. I really don't want to see this guy. Oh, there's no way we're doing Steelers-Chargers. They got Packers-Eagles on Monday Night Football. No way. We're doing that one. Packers-Eagles, significantly better game. We're not doing that. Game before that. Wasn't the week before that they were playing the... No, they're on bye. Week 8. Oh, yeah. There was a bye in between. So they got Steelers, Packers, Commanders, Chiefs, and Vikings, Chargers. Woo! How about week 8? How about that week 8 night schedule? We're gonna have to do a poll for that one. Vikings, Chargers, Packers, Steelers, and Commanders, Chiefs. That's a fire slate, honestly. That's a good slate. Let's talk next week, though. Next week, there's some really bad games, honestly. You got Rams, 49ers. You got Patriots, Bills. You got Chiefs, Jaguars. Really opportune. I don't know why I chose that word. Really great opportunity. Really great opportunity to pick something that's not an NFL commentary. Like Fibonacci sequence or anything else. Really. Overreactions. I'm still willing to do the overreactions thing, even though it's like week 5 or whatever. It's like quarter season overreactions. We're back in Dublin, Ireland. From the 15-yard line, this is how we must talk in the 2-minute warning. I formation coming out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Freiermuth in motion. It'll be play action. He's under pressure. Now flip one out to Washington. Washington will get about 4 yards, 5 yards before he's shoved out of bounds by the Minnesota defense. I'm actually surprised by how fast I can do that. How about that? I am out of water. So we saw the blitz get to him a bit there. Then Washington, extra effort. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody clap your hands. As he had everyone coming at him in an attempt to get 1 extra yard. And what a yard it was. 2nd and 5. 1:53 to play until the half. Steelers, they're closing in. They're circling Washington on the bottom there for some reason. We got a man in motion. Play clock at 0. Get the snap off, and he's under pressure, and he's taken down as he's ripped down. In fact, might be the better term, as he is absolutely just torn to the ground by Redmond. That's his 2nd sack of the day, isn't it? Jalen Redmond. Rare that you see a nose tackle have a multiple sack game. So you see him just shove right through, and kind of a horse collar, honestly. But just a little bit. He got under his jersey a bit. He's in his 2nd season out of Oklahoma. Go Sooners. I knew we would be seeing someone from Oklahoma sooner rather than later. That was funny. Go away. 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. It was an Oklahoma joke. Yeah. I can make jokes about any state. 3rd and 15. After that 10-yard loss on the sack by Jalen Redmond on Aaron Rodgers. From the 20-yard line on the board of the red zone, Vikings rush 5. Rodgers to throw. He'll dump one down to Gainwell. Gainwell's got some open space. Gainwell has to break a few tackles. He cannot. But they'll get to about the 16. So it'll be about 4th and 6, which means Pittsburgh is going to be content sending out the field goal unit. Chris Boswell. The Vikings call their second time out, by the way, trying to save as much time as possible. Try and get a score on the board. Make it look a lot better than it has been. Can I just say you all are crazy for picking the Dublin game? I made a poll for a reason, y'all. It's not the one I expected you to pick. It's like I was stunned that you picked NFL games. Then I was even more surprised that you didn't pick Cowboys, Packers, or Dolphins. I really thought you would pick Dolphins. Like you get to watch the misery in live action. I mean, it would be a crappy commentary, but it would be amazing to watch me struggle through all that. It would be hilarious. I can't believe you guys didn't do that. It's ridiculous. 30-yard field goal attempt from Chris Boswell is blocked. Wow. It got blocked. How about them apples? I said that very nonchalantly, I'm noticing. It was an easy block. So it was a good snap, good hold, and all hand, as that one was blocked by Isaiah Rodgers. This guy's a beast. So Isaiah Rodgers came blitzing off the edge. We need a call for that. We need a YouTube short or something. Just be like, and that field goal is blocked. Didn't see that come. It was very mellow. Gotta amp up the excitement a bit. It's morning. Gotta get the caffeine flowing. Have you had your Nespresso? Not sponsored. Sorry. It's like I'm supposed to be better in the daylight hours. Come on. So far, I'm just struggling between the differences of Northern and Southern Ireland. It's the same place. Everyone from Northern or Southern Ireland. It's not, though. It's not. It's totally different. I know. I've met someone from Northern Ireland. They're like, what are you talking about? There's a reason they split. There's a reason they split. All right, we got 1:38 to go until halftime. Vikings will get the ball. So they kept the Steelers. Hey, it could be a 4-point game at halftime, which would make it seem like a significantly better game than it is, because this game has been awful so far. All due respect to the Vikings, but they have not even bothered to show up in Dublin today. They had a good couple of first drives, but all in all, they've just not been able to move the football very efficiently. And, of course, that one time they were able to, they had that big turnover. Gave Carson Wentz awful throw, which made way to the this current drive that Pittsburgh was on. But that halted what was the best drive of the day for Minnesota, probably. It's weird. When it's daytime, you see a lot more. Yeah, looking over, there's a skylight over there, and I saw something like a shadow fly over. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, yeah, it's a bird. See here, did he jump off sides? Because that's incredible athleticism by Isaiah Rodgers. He's really putting up a fight for deep boy. Defensive player of the year. Okay, no, that was completely on Pat Freiermuth. Just totally missing his block. I mean, he whiffed. He really, there was a better time to use the word whiffed. He whiffed. He just ran the wrong direction. He blocked the wrong guy. Isaiah Rodgers had a clear path, but it's not great field position for Carson Wentz. They got to go 92 yards in 1:38. Wentz under pressure. He pump fakes for some unknown reason, and great Scott makes the catch, and we'll get to the 21-yard line. Good progress on that first play by Minnesota. Xavier Scott. There's a flag. My guess is roughing the passer. Because it looked like that might have been the purpose for the pump fake. Derek Harmon, the rookie out of Oregon, it looks like they're pointing out that he was the one who did it. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 98, that is Derek Harmon. Harmon missed the first couple of games with that pesky knee injury. So he makes the throw. Yep, he went high. Can't do that. It was 99. I don't know my numbers. That's my B in algebra. I'm kidding. Kidding. I've got decent grades. Going down every day. 1:15 to go in 1:32. They put some extra time on the clock. 1:32, and the first penalty yards. The Vikings have more. 3 penalties for 26 yards. That was the only penalty of the day on Pittsburgh so far. In general, it's been a clean game. Only 4 penalties through a half. Pretty solid. I wonder if the second half will stay that way. 1st and 10. From the 34, after that big chunk of yards picked up, Carson Wentz throws deep. He had Scott. It falls a little bit too far ahead of him. Scott might have dropped it, honestly. It was kind of a hard to tell angle. Did it just go through his hands? Yeah, it pretty much just went through his hands. You got to catch that. All right, headphones are coming off. They've been on too long. Yeah, my ears. Minute 28 till the half, 2nd and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Play clock's at 4. 3, they'll get the snap off. Wentz under pressure. He throws over the middle. It's reeled in by, guess who? Justin Jefferson. 1st down at midfield. Are you kidding me? NFL.cbs.com. That's crazy. CBS trying to take my viewers, even though they're no one. This game isn't on CBS. Wentz under pressure, rolls to his right. He's gonna hit somehow. He hit Xavier Scott on the sideline. They're saying it's a catch. 59 seconds. Minnesota moving swiftly down the field. Xavier Scott is becoming a bit of a target for Carson Wentz in this one. Xavier Scott's in his first season out of the University of Maine. I was wrong. I can't make a joke about every state. I would have to wait for an opportune moment to talk about lobsters. Excuse me. Doesn't really come up in conversation as much as it should, though. Why don't people talk about lobsters more? Play clock at 1. Wentz will get the snap off. He's under big pressure. He steps up, somehow evades traffic, throws wide open. Justin Jefferson falls. No way. That's frustrating. But he got the 1st down. He's hurrying to his feet. 44 seconds, another slip and fall from Justin Jefferson. That's like the 3rd of the day. He might have to switch his cleats out at some point after this drive. Minnesota still has a timeout left. They're going to keep it. For now, they're at the Pittsburgh 13 after that big catch by Jefferson. Wentz to throw. Wentz under pressure. He shovels it dangerously to Scott. And Scott's taken down by Patrick Queen. And Minnesota's going to use that timeout. Justin Jefferson is just so mad at himself falling on that one. He's going to want to switch his cleats out after this because it's got to be something to do with the terrain. Maybe a little rainy. But you got to be able to stay on your feet. He had a couple of yards in front of him, left a lot of yards on the table. He probably had a touchdown, actually. Tripping on potatoes. It's probably more slippery from the Guinness. I love Ireland. So Jefferson, I just don't know what happened. It just looks like, it looks like he slipped. I'm not sure the conditions are exactly ideal in Southern Ireland. Southern Ireland. I barely say the R anymore. I used to be like Ireland. Ireland. Now it's Ireland. What? Where are you from? I'm from Ireland. Huh? 24 seconds to go. 2nd and 12. Headphones coming back on. Because I know this is going to be loud if they score. So I'm going to come even over here. Get a chance to see the Dolphins jersey that I intentionally block. Wentz to throw. Throws to the sideline. It's dropped by Hawkinson. 20 seconds to go. 3rd and 12. So a couple of miscues. Are you kidding me? These guys won't go away. This is like number 8. Should I stop? I feel like hiding them's not doing anything. Oh, man. That's funny. Yeah, Hawkinson, he's got to catch that. He just took his eye off the ball for a second. 3rd and 12, 20 seconds to go. Play clock's at 3. 2, they got to get the snap off. 1, they get it off. Wentz to throw. He launches one to the end zone, and it's almost, is it intercepted? They're saying he's out, but that was a poor decision by Carson Wentz. I don't know what the plan was. Let's see. Catch. No, he's out. Luckily for Minnesota, in a disastrous way to end that drive. Okay. Carson Wentz. Looks like he might have gotten poked in the eye somehow. Looks like he's got a little bit of swelling there. Well, Will Reichard is going to kick a 33-yard field goal here. See whether this one is through the uprights. Hello? What? All right, so the punter had him fooled with a little bit of a hand motion there, and Jalen Ramsey came way offside on that one. It's now a 28-yard field goal attempt for Minnesota. That was amazing. And this one, Jalen Ramsey doesn't rush the kicker this time. It's 14-6. The Steelers will take the lead. And that's just one of those special teams coordinators just like cackling over at the sideline. Like he fell for it. Oh, that's good. That's pretty funny. Giving the Dublin fans a bit of a show. Me and Madden with the invisible walls, and they were real. Oh, that's pretty funny. I was so confused. All right, so it's only a one-score game by some miracle, mostly thanks to the heroics of one Isaiah Rodgers. Again, makes it 14-6. Vikings points scored. 2024, they had 18, which is the fewest in the final 2 minutes of the second half. In 2025, they had 26 this year. So they've improved in a way. Yeah, I remember. Sam Darnold wasn't very good at that particular situation. I only did Sam Darnold once in my career. It was last year. I mean, he might do him in Seattle, but when in Minnesota, I'm pretty sure I only did a Vikings game once, and that was the wild card matchup against the Rams. We all know how that went. So the Vikings, we need to start tracking teams' all-time record with me commentating on them. I know the Ravens are 1-4. The Vikings are 0-2. The Bills, I'm pretty sure, are undefeated. I'm 90% sure. Wait, did I do the AFC Championship game? I don't know. Well, there's 12 seconds left. Nothing really going to happen. And this one will be returned. They're going to give Rodgers a couple minutes, seconds. Yeah, he's got 2 timeouts. 6 seconds, 2 timeouts. It's Aaron Rodgers. Y'all. Art Rooney, the Steelers founder and owner, his great-grandparents. Dan Rooney was the U.S. ambassador to Ireland. In 1997, Steelers played in Dublin preseason game versus the Bears. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. 1 second. Okay, I mean they used the right one. I don't know that I would have. I mean, that's uber correct grammar. I mean, yeah, sure. Go for it. Whatever. They said emigrated. I'm like, is that right? It's so rare that people get to use emigrated. So I was like, huh? But yeah, I mean, they used it properly, surprisingly. Credit to the grammar and spelling crew over at NFL Network, finding a more creative way to say immigrated. All right, 14-6 at halftime. Rodgers took a knee because apparently he wasn't feeling like any 6-second heroics. So, halftime, 14-6. Recap, awful start to this game for Minnesota. Pretty much only signs of life were in that last drive there. And for Pittsburgh, it's all been DK Metcalf. And he's got 122 of 165 receiving yards so far for Pittsburgh, which is an incredible stat. On Hail Mary every time. I know. What was he thinking? Give it a shot. It's Aaron Rodgers. He didn't want to ruin the stat line that he's got going right now. 12 of 14 for 165 and a touchdown. He's having a classic A-Rod game. Carson Wentz having a classic Carson Wentz game. 16 of 20. I mean, he's, again, only throwing 4 incompletions, surprisingly, but the efficiency isn't there. Oh, my. Sorry. Solid again. What is happening right now? What kind of commercial is this? Oh. Okay. These commercials are getting amazing, I'm telling you. They're getting good. Later today in the NFL, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. Woo, that's a challenge in his first start as an NFL quarterback. I wonder when his welcome to the NFL moment will happen. It's a tough challenge, but at this point, if you're the Chargers, you can't be too certain. I know someone who picked the Chargers in the Eliminator Challenge, and I was like, you sure about that? You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Jackson Dart might end up being the next best thing, you know? So you don't want to challenge him, but he went with it anyway. Who am I? Titans Texans is also in the early window. Charge up. You're. I was just saying that. Just saying that you shouldn't do that. You never know what you're getting into with a rookie quarterback. I can't believe the Texans are 0-3, by the way. So they're off to a very rocky start to the season, but they're playing another 0-3 team. Is this Cam Ward's chance to get his first victory? Or is it Stroud's chance to rebound a bit? Titans defense, thankfully they have no easier task than Houston. Mostly their offensive line, because their offensive line has been a disaster throughout the first few weeks of the year. And it's definitely interesting. Also, 1 o'clock, Michael Penix Jr. taking on Marcus Mariota, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, and I got a feeling he's gonna stun the Falcons. I'm telling you, Mariota's a capable quarterback. This guy's gonna go 2-0, where Daniels went 1-1. He's about to take over the starting job in Washington. Not really, but he's about as good as a backup can get. We get to watch the Bills absolutely destroy the Saints in the early window. We got the Browns taking on the Lions. We get to watch the Lions take off the Browns, assuming we don't get to see some Flacco magic. Don't get me started about the Browns quarterback situation. I don't want to talk about it. We got the Panthers and the Patriots, quite possibly one of the better games of the early window. Bryce Young and the shutout Panthers D taking on Drake May and the team that's only win was against the Dolphins. It's interesting. It is. I think that one might be a good game between bad teams. So it'll definitely be fascinating. But the real good game, the 1 o'clock window, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay. So it'll be interesting. That one's fun. Baker Mayfield's questionable for that one. So we don't know how healthy Mayfield's going to be heading up against Philadelphia, but everyone seems to be pretty sold on the idea that Tampa's going to upset him. And I don't disagree. I think it could be a very interesting game, but Tampa's beaten up and battered. They're without Godwin. They're without Evans. They got Emeka Egbuka, though, and he's been phenomenal for the Bucs, and Baker Mayfield has been baking all through the season. And I wouldn't be totally surprised if Tampa won. Either way, I think it's a really great game in that early window between Phi Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Late window, Jags 49ers. T-Law against Mac J. I don't know. Now Brock Purdy's playing. Should make it slightly more interesting. So it could be worth watching. Could be worth noting. Put the 49ers on upset alert. Vice versa, whatever. Whoever you think's going to win. Colts Rams might actually end up being a really good game. Ravens Chiefs as well. Classic. That's going to be a really fun game. And then Bears Raiders is one that we will not be watching. Sunday Night Football, Packers Cowboys, the game that we could have gotten should, people have picked that one. But you all are crazy and you chose this game for some reason. 14-6, y'all. So the Cowboys are hosting at AT&T Stadium, the Packers on Sunday Night Football. So you go from Dublin to Dallas. It's quite the jump. That could be an interesting game. Green Bay should win. They're probably hungry for revenge after the loss to Cleveland, so I expect them to absolutely destroy Dallas, but you never know. Monday Night Football, the Jets are playing a team who are showcasing new rivalry uniforms, which I'm really desperately hoping aren't highlighter green and blue. And there in the other game is Bengals and Broncos. We get to see Bo Nix in the rematch from last year that ended the Broncos' hopes. But sadly, the one that ended their hopes isn't really around. Actually, no, it was vice versa, actually. Whatever. It's Bo Nix against Jake Browning. It doesn't matter. It's Bo Nix, Jake Browning. It's going to be a terrible game. Yeah, go check that out. Yeah, you do that. All right. I am going to go make myself another drink before the game starts back up again. I stayed long enough. I did a halftime show. This has been halftime with our squirter, Kyle, because Kyle's an Irish name, kind of. I have 5 minutes. I really got to go. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Halftime Report brought to you by Name Your Sponsor and your credit card info. I'm kidding. Don't actually do that. It's not safe. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll be right back after a short message from the wall. Goodbye. Top of the mid-afternoon to you. The guys are back. There's so many of them. Who knew how many robots there would be on? Like, I feel like most of my subscribers are robots. What's happening? Kyle, what's happening? Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious. That's good. Not sponsored, but that's good. It's good. Ooh. Who is this? Miles Smith. It's pretty catchy. Apparently, there's only 20 seconds left at halftime. This would be me if I were to do a live commentary at the Super Bowl, which I would never do. But unless I'm at the Super Bowl, I'm not doing a live commentary for it, unless I'm getting paid to. Oh, cool. Oh, that was on replay, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm dancing. Yeah. Just be me the entirety of Super Bowl halftime. My favorite one was the one with all the marshmallow men, because I would be like, I'm gonna go dress in white. I'll be back. I forget. I think it was the most recent one, but I don't know. It's been so long. No, most recent one was Usher. 2 Super Bowls ago. And not a good Super Bowl halftime show, I bet. I mean, it was okay. The most recent one was fine. It's fine. It's just okay. Just dance. Right. My new style, as you see, I call it Dublin. Dublin by Kyle. It's the Dublin style. It's basically just a green shirt or orange. I'm wearing orange socks, which if I had the flexibility to show you, I would. But, it's kind of like, I don't really feel like falling today. So I'm wearing the green, and then this is not actually a suit jacket. As you can see, I have short sleeves. It's just a button-up. It's just a black button-up shirt. Pretty cool style. This is special new design. New styles coming out weekly. It's a fashion channel now. Can be whatever you want it to be. You just have to vote for it. But instead, you vote for this. Sorry. Oh, I should really end the poll. I got 3 votes. Let's go. The person who said 2025, congratulations, you are the only person incorrect. The answer was, in fact, 795 AD or 795 AD was when the Vikings first came to Ireland. So basically what they did there is they just came around. They had their initial strikes on the coastal lines of the Irish coast of Southern Ireland, specifically nearest the Dublin area. But it wasn't until actually one of the other options on their 850 AD where they fully took over Ireland with a full-out assault. So kind of a bit of a confusing one. Use that to trick you guys. Didn't fall for it. Very smart. The 2025 answer was the funny one, so good job. That was the good one. The Vikings are back invading Dublin. I should make another poll. Biggest steel deposit in Ireland. They have the largest zinc mine in Europe. Interesting. It's not very good trivia. I need some other trivia. Ireland trivia. I misspelled trivia. I was like, what is this? Showing the highlights from the first half. Second half coming up in just a few moments. I'm going to do an Irish quiz. Encyclopedia Britannica, we'll see how we do. How I do. I know nothing about Ireland, but I'm ready. Start for timer bonus. Oh, no. Ireland is the only country to have a musical instrument as one of its official symbols. What is it? Is it A, the harp, B, the bagpipe, C, the fiddle, or D, the bugle? Pretty sure I'm going to guess fiddle. I think fiddle's the right answer. I was so wrong. It's the harp. St. Patrick is reputed to have driven what animals out of Ireland? Let's say the wolves. It was the snakes. A person visiting Ireland may hear sliante said many times. Which of these is synonymous with slante? Probably cheers. Yeah, cheers. I knew that one. I can do that one. Yeah. All right. Using dye originally meant to identify leaky pipes. What city's river was first turned green for St. Patrick's Day in 1962 by the local plumbing union? That sounds like a Philadelphia thing. It was Chicago. Why? All right, whatever. We're at the opening kickoff of the second half, and it'll be taken out to the 32-yard line. We'll get to see Carson Wentz and the Vikings offense. The Blarney Stone at Ireland's Blarney Castle is said to confer what gift to those who kiss it? It's got to be good luck. It's Ireland. It's eloquence. That's stupid. Sorry. Which of these is commonly known in Ireland as the black stuff? Blood sausage is Guinness. Wow, I am awful at this. A blight on what crop caused a severe decline in Ireland's population in 1845? The potato. Nailed that one. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Wentz under center. He'll fake it on the screen and hand it off to Mason, who will go for about 3 yards. Historically, a shillelagh has been used for what activity? Oh, it's got to be sailing. It's fighting. That was the last one I would have guessed. The orange is the national flag. The orange in the national flag of Ireland represents what? Financial prosperity, sunrise, Protestants, or abundant harvest? The answer is Protestants. I know this one because I know flags. It's messed up, but I know flags. I'm a flag nerd. Fun with flags. 2nd and 7. Carson Wentz dumps it down to Jordan Mason, who loses a few. Swallowed up by Peyton Wilson, who's kind of been flying all over the place. Answer potato liver on. You're about to get one. Yeah. In 1729, satirical essay, A Modest Proposal, author Jonathan Swift suggested what unconventional means to solve Ireland's poverty. Poverty. Oh, that's got to be Finding Leprechaun Gold. It was So the answer was selling Irish babies as food. That's crazy. That is unconventional. That's awful. 3rd and 11 for Minnesota. Wentz is hit by a blitz, and he'll be taken down. And that is Herbig, his 2nd sack of the day. And Benton, too. Learned a few flags playing GeoGuessr. I know all the flags. This is crazy. All right, holding. That's going to come against Minnesota. The penalties declined. It'll be 4th down. So the Vikings are going to have to punt it away after a disappointing drive to start this one off for the second half. As you see, the pressure from Herbig is he just kind of maneuvers his way around the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, he just kind of walks his way through. I feel like Wentz probably could have escaped the first defensive tackle there, but great job by Herbig being able to track him down and take him out. 4th and 19. Right to punt. And this one is okay punt. Be fielded about the 29, and he's backtracking. And he'll be taken down at about the 23. Great special teams play by Minnesota. I can't stand these things. Can someone else do it? I need to get myself a moderator. Now, also the name of a beer cocktail. What nickname was given to British parliamentary police forces in 1920s Ireland? The Boilermakers. It was the Black and Tans. I would have never gotten that. This is crazy. Encyclopedia Britannica, knowledge, folks. If you accept an offer of boxed tea at a pub, what are you most likely to do? Dance? Eat? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Taoiseach is a term used for what important job? A priest? A prime minister. Wow. We are learning things. Part of an Ireland UNESCO World Heritage location, Newgrange is noteworthy because it is the site of Newgrange. I'm going to go with a structure older than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Let's go. I got it. It's an ancient mound 279 feet in diameter that served as a tomb and temple for Stone Age farmers. Newgrange was constructed about 5,200 years ago, about 500 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza. That is history right there. I got 4. Let's go. Come on. There's only one person this week who's gotten 7,000, a perfect score. Nope, actually, never mind. Well, there's only 2 people who have done this quiz, and one of them got half of them right. And he sounds Irish, so his name's Ian. So that's an Irish name, depending on how you spell it. All right, that was good. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. Go Encyclopedia Britannica. Let's go. All right, now, NFL International Series Trivia. I can do this one. All right, test your knowledge. I got this. We're doing Sporkle this time. Yeah, whatever. Showing the Steelers official shop here at Croke Park. Oh, no, I can't do that. I don't know. Maybe I can't do this. Good Morning Football Trivia. No, that's a video. I can't do that. Come on. All right. Oh, well. Okay, it's not going to work. All right. 1st and 10 for Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers here at Croke Park. Shovel to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell taken down for a loss of 2. Good defense by Harrison Smith in Minnesota. 13 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Good morning. Feeling thirsty, but not for water, so. All right. It's almost as good as what they're drinking in the stands. They probably could get that in the stands, though, honestly. Pretty common. I'll find some more trivia later. 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1 from Gainwell. Handoff to Gainwell again, and he slips through a few tackles. It'll get 7 or 8 yards probably, and it'll bring up 3rd and mid. 3rd and 4. It tastes awful, by the way. It tastes like, no, I mean, I just had one not that long ago. Why does this one taste different? It's been out too long. 3rd and 4. 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1. They barely get the snap off. Rodgers to throw. He'll throw in the flat towards Gainwell. A gain of 1, but it's not going to matter. It's 4th down. So the Steelers are punting it away. just under 11 and a half minutes to play here in the third quarter. The Vikings will be getting the ball back down by 8. Fourth and 3 comes the punt from Waitman. That's his name, right? Waitman. And this one is going to be blown up at the 18. Ben Skowronek, the former Los Angeles. Oh, how about that? The Irish jig. Nice. Represent. Trivia. What is Rodgers' win percentage and without facial hair? I never trust smooth face Rodgers. I don't know. Should I Google it? I feel like someone has to have done the math. That was blown up. Might have been a legal block in the back there at the end. Definitely a legal block in the back at the end, but he might have saved the kick return of his life there, because if he had gotten hit at that speed, they are going to call a block in the back, which is going to send him back even more yardage. Rodgers' win percentage without facial hair. No one's done the math. No one's done the math. His total win percentage, though, is 63.1% in his career. So probably split that in half. Refreshing. Not really. Don't drink soda. It's not that good. It's not worth it. I did it for the sound more than anything. I have a really weird feeling that this has been my most watched live stream so far this year. Weird feeling. But I got a feeling. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. There's the next deep dive video. Just go through all the Aaron Rodgers games in his career and be like, beard, no beard, beard, no beard. It'll take forever. I would hire someone to do that. Wait, that's not copyrighted. It's fine. I didn't even sing it in the right key. So there. Of course, they had to use a Dolphins player getting drilled by a Bills player. That's accurate. Yeah, no, I got a feeling. A weird feeling. Mostly because of the bots. The amount of bots tells me that the algorithm's catching on. It's probably because I'm like the only person bold enough to do a commentary at 9:30 in the morning. The sun's setting, by the way. No, I'm kidding. It's close. It is pretty close, actually. It's like it's mid-afternoon here. And in Ireland as well, it's mid-afternoon. Late afternoon. I don't know. It's 4:20 in Ireland. Oh my God, that's why. The algorithm, I got a feeling. The algorithm's loving me right now. They're like, he's going to get like over 600 people watching because guess what? He's the only one on. So where all the Tom Grassi fans come when he's not streaming. Wait, he's not streaming, is he? Ah, dang it. Never mind. Forget it. Whatever. All the other people. First and 10 from the 10. Addison in motion. Wentz under center. Play action pass. Pressure coming. He steps up. He's hit as he throws and almost connects with Jordan Addison. But that one will fall incomplete. Carson Wentz has not done well under pressure so far in this one. He's only made, I think, one good play under pressure. One of like 7. See, Addison, he was in motion there, and he just cuts up the field. It's like a wide receiver wheel route kind of. I don't know. It was a little more complex than that, actually. Wish I had that plan, man. Cam Hayward got his big arm up in the business of Carson Wentz. Cam Hayward's he's a beast. See, Carson Wentz a little shaken up after that one, actually. Max Brosmer alert. Might have better luck than Carson Wentz has had today. Hand off Jordan Mason. Mason, good run up the gun for about again a 7 or 8. This carbonated drink is not doing me any favors. Only thing it's really doing is keeping me awake. It's too early / late. Not me pretending to be on a different time zone. 3rd and 3 coming up for Minnesota. They need to keep this drive alive. They don't want to give the Pittsburgh offense any more chances than they already have given them to take a bigger lead. 4, 3, 2, and he'll get the snap off before the play clock winds out. And a quick throw on a slant to Adam Thielen. All reliable is back. And he looks tanner than he used to. I know, I'm like, huh. Like, I really didn't think that was Adam Thielen for the first few plays there. I was like, that's Adam Thielen? Saw that time he spent in Carolina. I got a feeling. Is that play on the I got a feeling? Yeah, that's funny. Jordan Mason, good run up the middle, 9 yards to the 30. 2nd and 1. I'm cackling. I'm laughing so hard. Second and 1 coming up for Minnesota. You see just really good blocking on that one by the Vikings offensive line. Probably the best sight we've seen from Minnesota's O-line, who struggled throughout the majority of the first half. Mason's got 12 rushes for 47 yards, which is worse than his previous game, but still not a terrible stat line. 2nd and 1. Play action. He'll dump it off to Mason. Mason in the flat. He'll run forward to about the 44 before his legs are taken out under him. How about the South Carolina flag? Oh, state flags are weird. I do countries. It's like, it's got a crest. I'm pretty sure it's got a crest in it. Let me Google it real quick. I'm pretty sure it's got a crest. I might be thinking of North Carolina. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good flag. I do know that. I didn't know it was South Carolina's flag, but ooh. Yeah, it's got a palm tree. Crescent moon in the corner. Lovely flag. Hand off to Scott. Great Scott. Another reference that dates me, even though it shouldn't because I'm not that old. It dates the people that raised me. 2nd and 8 coming up for Minnesota. Yeah, I don't do state flags very much because there's not as many challenges for state flags. I know quite a few country flags. Like if I don't have any idea where the country is, I could probably help you figure out what continent it's in just by looking at the flag. Carson Wentz in shotgun, he looks to throw and he lasers one, but it's incomplete. Big hit delivered to Jordan Addison. This is his first game back in action after he was suspended for the first 3 games of the year due to some off-season troubles. Steelers defense, they have 1 sack on 3rd down in the first 3 games. They have 3 today. They're wreaking havoc on this struggling Minnesota offensive line, who's only had a few good moments. Third and 8. Headphones are coming back on. Play clock's at 1. Wentz rolls to his left. He's going to run for it. Carson Wentz, using his legs, gets the first down and more. First down, Minnesota. Good run there by Carson Wentz, showing a bit of what made him so special in his glory days in Philadelphia. That was a while ago. Everyone getting a little bit of deja vu from that. I mean, back when Carson Wentz was fast. He stepped out of bounds a little earlier than he thought, but he does get the first down. Justin Jefferson slipped on his route there. Again. Jefferson, I'm telling you, he's got to change his cleats. So much pressure. I don't even know what happened. The ball's out. It's recovered by Minnesota. Wow. Did a lot happen on that play. I got distracted and then chaos unfolded. And Wentz is wincing a little. Let's see exactly what happened here. So we saw a blitz to end all blitzes from Elliott, who gets it picked up, but then another one comes in. He dodges it. Elliott comes back, strips the ball out. No one knows where the ball is, and Wentz is in a bit of pain. Looks like he might have some ribs. Looks like a rib injury. But it was ultimately recovered by Minnesota. 2nd and 11, play clock at 1. It's a fake shovel. Watt brings the pressure, and Carson Wentz goes down in a bit of pain. Oof. And a big hit delivered from Benton. Another sack. Ball, this is weird. Yeah, magic trick. 3rd and 16 coming up for Minnesota. It's just another blown offensive line play there. I mean, he just did a fake, and Hawkinson, I know he's supposed to run a route, but you got to pick him up. Where they often have a yellow flag instead of a country flag? I don't know. Their regular flag's like, what, blue, red, and white? Wentz to throw on 3rd down. It's tipped and intercepted. DJ Watt. What? I mean, what? And a huge interception by TJ, and he punts the ball into the Dublin stands. as he tips it and intercepts it. And what a sequence for the terrible towels of T.J. Watt. As he gets one, and Cam Hayward may have gotten the hand on it. And T.J. Watt comes up with it and boom, punts it away, saying to Croke Park that the Steelers hauled yet another good drive for Minnesota. The Vikings are just not making progress. Let me Google the yellow Thailand flag thing for you, by the way. It's the royal flag. So the great crown of victories on it. So it's to honor the king. Oh, interesting. Yellow is the color associated with the day of the week the king was born on. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. That was crazy. So Watt with the big interception there to halt this Minnesota drive. They're just not able to finish drives off in another good drive that ends unceremoniously. And now Pittsburgh has the ball in plus territory at the Minnesota 35. So things not looking too good for the Vikings. Their invasion of Ireland seemingly getting some pushback from the official home team of Ireland, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's because I got them on the wall. I can do this. Yeah, it's because I got them on the wall. It's really hard. It's surprisingly difficult. As intelligent as I may be, it's somewhere up here is the Steelers bag. It's just over here. It's like on a green screen when you have no idea what you're looking at. You just kind of it's better if you're looking this way because then I can actually show you that it's over here. No, it's still what's bad. That it's over here somewhere. Happy Sunday, by the way. Yesterday, we had quite a fascinating day of college football craziness. We saw Penn State fall to Oregon during their whiteout, disappointingly. What a waste of a whiteout. We saw Florida State, 8th-ranked Florida State, fall to Virginia. We saw 4th-ranked LSU fall to Ole Miss. Let's look at the rankings. I'll tell you every top team that lost in this week. It was stunning. Yeah, we saw LSU go down. Georgia went down to Alabama. Penn State went down to Oregon. Florida State went down. I mean, it's crazy. We finally found out it's been a green screen all along. It would be quite the trick. I seem to be struggling to get the wall up every 3, 2, and that snap is terrible, but he gets it off to Washington, who balls his way forward for a gain of 8. 2nd and 2, terrible snap, but he recovers it nicely. Yeah, it's actually just a green screen. Otherwise, I'm totally not disappearing right now. It's just a white shirt, actually. That was crazy. That interception, just great job getting your hands up. It's textbook. And really good concentration by T.J. Watt. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a quarterback swap in the next drive. Every second of that count. 3rd and 1. 2nd and 1. Handoff to Gainwell. Another good run from Kenneth Gainwell. He's had an impressive game. What other teams in college football fell? Texas didn't play. Otherwise, they may have. Indiana survived a scare. Auburn lost. They weren't in the top 12, my bad. Oklahoma, they have not lost. They didn't play. So pretty much every team that played in the top 12 lost. The exceptions, I should say, being Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas A&M. A shovel to Kenneth Gainwell on the edge. He gets a corner, and he'll get about 6 yards. He'll bring up 2nd and 4. Second down. 3:30 to go in the third quarter. Steelers lead by 8, attempting to put more on the board. And it's looking like it's going to happen as the momentum, again, is not in favor of Minnesota. Because as soon as they get something going their way, something goes disastrously wrong. It'll be a handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell's got a hole, and he almost broke away. He falls a few yards shy, but he had a gap. He will gain well over a yard. Yep. He's pretty consistent. I really like this kid, honestly. I think he's a really good running back. He was good in Philadelphia as well. He's from Memphis University of Memphis. He was a 5th-round pick in 2021. Spent all of his career in Pennsylvania since then, 4 years with the Eagles, and then this year with Pittsburgh. Pretty sure he's already outgained his season. Yeah, he's already outgained his season. He had 55 yards. Ahead of that, that was his 57th yard. Washington, play action, handoff, Gainwell. Gainwell's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. And Pittsburgh makes it a 14-point game. Gonna have to do the quick math. They put the wrong score bug. I am the superior commentary. Hey, guys, apparently it's 14-12. All right, touchdown, Steelers. Regardless of what they say, it's 20-6. 20-6. And he was without a doubt in. Kenneth Gainwell, his 2nd touchdown of the day. First multi-touchdown performance in Dublin, Ireland. Extra point is down the middle and good. 21-6. It's a 15-point affair. Steelers all over the Vikings. Never thought of them from being from the same state. Sorry. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, it's two totally different places. Yet they're in 2 totally different divisions. So, did you hear that? Hearing weird noises again, as per usual. It's coming up on that season because in just a few days' time, it's October, which means some spooky stuff starts happening. Last year I did a Halloween episode. I could do it this year. I could do something. Just, tell me what to do. I don't really have any ideas. I got nothing planned, really. I got nothing. You just name something. But it is spooky season. I could do a commentary, like a full commentary in a pirate outfit. That would be good. Or I could dress up as Where's Waldo. That would be funny. It's like, nope, I'm not here. I'll just continuously move. Just slink into the background. Yeah, you come up with it. I'll try and put it to work. You need to have some sort of Halloween episode. Surely. No, we don't. And don't call me Shirley. Is there a good Bucks game? Ooh, good question. October 28th, 29th, 31st. Really? The Dolphins play on Halloween? It sucks. I'm like, oh, man. Every time. The Bucks do not play a night game. Their closest night game towards Halloween is against the Lions. And that is on the 20th. So 11 days off. So close. Talk about scary, I know, right? That is Halloween for me. Then again, last time the Dolphins and Ravens played on Halloween, the Dolphins won. That was the game where Brian Flores' defense won the game, was on Halloween. It's kind of a rematch. I'm telling you, I'm getting some good views. I got all the views. So many bots. So somebody's paying attention. Hello, YouTube. And all the terrible towels waving at Croke Park. This is a good return from the Minnesota return man deep into Pittsburgh territory. There's a flag, though. Wow. That was a good return by Price. by Miles Price. Let's see the penalty was holding on the return team, which will mitigate the return. Pretend to be a Dolphins. That is scary. I could pretend to be literally a fan of every other team. That would be really funny. Do a video like, Tom Grassi does the Every Team Reacts. Every team's worst nightmare. It's like Packers. Micah Parsons got traded again. Or Cowboys. Micah Parsons records 7 sacks in a single game. Jerry Jones decides to clean slate. 1st and 10. Wentz drops back to pass under a bit of pressure. He launches one deep down the field for Jefferson, incomplete. No. Browns. The Browns fire Kevin Stefanski and hire Deion Sanders. I don't think there was any pass interference there. I think they were both going for the ball. I think that was the correct call. Jalen Ramsey is shaken up on the play, however. He'll be treated to by the athletic trainers on the sideline, obviously a little frustrated. Play clock's at 3. Wentz will hand it off to Jordan Mason, who's stuffed after only a yard. I can't believe I have to watch more football after this. I'm tired. This is weird. I gotta do it 3.5. I gotta talk for 3.5 hours and then watch, another 7 hours of not so commercial free football. Jalen Ramsey's in a, no, that's bad. He's holding his quad area. I wonder if that's a knee. I wonder if that's his meniscus reflaring, because he did have that meniscus injury in Miami. That was a non-contact injury. Those are always very scary. Play clock again, winding down. Wentz will get the snap off. Heavy pressure from Pittsburgh, and he's swallowed up. And he is wrecked in the backfield again by Keanu Benton, who has had a surprisingly good game as well. I think this guy's got 2 or 3 sacks in his name. He's in his 2nd year out of Wisconsin. Keanu Benton. Oh, Jerry Jones gets diagnosed. No. And the Vikings really are they're struggling so far. They're really struggling. Their offensive line has been miserable, and they're punting from their own end zone here. And that is almost blocked. That could have ended very badly. It's a decent punt. We fielded at the 45. Viking special teams tries to save it, but he's got a good angle, and he'll be pushed out at the Minnesota 45. It's Calvin Austin, one of the most established returners in the game. It's a 13-yard return to the Minnesota 45, where Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense are in plus position. Thursday night football next week. We got the Rams, the 49ers, Stafford, McCaffrey, Purdy, Nakua. It'll be interesting. It's up to you. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that good of a game. Might be good, but I don't trust the 49ers to put on a good game, personally. I don't think they can. I'm just not entirely certain that the 49ers are capable of having a close game against a good team. I don't like the 49ers. Everyone's so high on the 49ers. I get it that they're 3-0, but it's been an ugly 3-0. And they've won against teams that are very, very bad. 2 awful teams. The Rams are their only real challenge so far. And that's not an easy challenge. I'm not sold that it's going to be a good game. Tastes so weird. I don't like them ever. Pretty much. It's you still remember that, huh? I've been standing for a bit. Kind of forgot I was standing, honestly. Ugh. Let's see. 5 nice surprises and 3 early season letdowns. Let's see what they got to say. Pleasant surprises. Cam Scatabo. Not all that surprising. Sorry. Vito. Quentin Johnson. Vito. It's not that surprising. Daniel Jones. Yeah, okay. That one, yeah. Hunter Henry. He hasn't. He's done nothing, really. Vito. Let's see. J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, okay. That is surprising. Early season letdowns. Marvin Harrison. Yeah. Ashton Ginty. Yeah. Brian Thomas. Yeah. It's been pretty bad. Croke Park opened back in 1884. It's been open since. 74,512 people are officially in attendance for the NFL's first game in Dublin, Ireland. Very good. Good attendance rating for the first game in Dublin. I'm excited for what it's like in Madrid. I'll be there. You can look at the thing, count one. When I get to watch the Commanders beat the Dolphins, let's go. I'm really hoping that, not that I'm hoping for this, but I kind of want Jaden Daniels to not play against the Dolphins just so I can watch Marcus Mariota beat the Dolphins. Because I love Marcus Mariota. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. Caleb Johnson, the rookie at Iowa, gets about 9 yards, which will pull them within the 40 of Minnesota. Just got breaking news. Baker Mayfield, with a biceps injury, has announced that he's officially active for Sunday's clash against Philadelphia. For today's clash. I don't know why they do that. But for today's clash against Philadelphia. Fee-fi, Philly. It's gonna be a good game. I would watch that one. Games to watch, really, are Bucs-Eagles at 1, and then at 4, I want to pay attention to Chiefs-Ravens. A couple of good ones. Even if it means having to listen to Tony Romo and Tom Brady, depending on the broadcast. Honestly, credit to NFL Network getting Joe Davis and Greg Olsen. I'd much rather listen to them than Rich Eisen, personally. Nothing against Rich Eisen, I just don't like his style. I think the Finns have a chance. They put up a fight in the other game. They're rocking down. Do they? Do they have a chance, though? I don't care. I give up. I'm going to watch it. I'll be up. If they lose, you can count on me being miserable. Honestly, if they lose, I'll probably be watching a YouTube video or something. If they're losing, I'll just be like, I'm not paying attention to this. But hopefully they at least stay competitive and their uniforms look good. But, they got Justin Fields, and we've never been able to stop Justin Fields. Even when he was in Chicago, we struggled against him massively. So it'll be interesting. And, Tua is bound to throw multiple interceptions, so we'll see. Honestly, I'm not certain it's gonna be an awful game. Honestly, if we win, great. I don't really care. I think the season's already pretty much over for the Dolphins, but a win would definitely help self-esteem, and it would save Mike McDaniel. If we lose, Mike McDaniel's fired immediately. Steven Ross does not excuse losses to the New York Jets, especially if we lose to Carolina as well, because then we got the Chargers. We're definitely losing them. Honestly, if we lose to the Jets, Panthers, Browns, Saints, then he's fired. Those 4 teams are kind of the instant firings, which I think we're going to lose to one of them. Even though Stephen Ross has said that he's trying to be more patient with him, I don't know that he will be. And we're back from Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. We're into the 4th quarter with the Steelers in the lead by 15. The Vikings struggling to get anything going. Who will prevail? Likely the Steelers, but it'll be interesting to see whether the Vikings have any fight left in them. When was the last time a team like them turned it around to a point like this and won the Super Bowl or close? I'm pretty sure it's never happened. Started 0-3. Made the... It's a big catch to DK Metcalf there, which gives the Steelers a first down. Super Bowl teams that started 0-3. No. No team has ever won the Super Bowl. Who'll get the dub in Dublin? Oh, that's good. Wish I came up with it. Dating back to 1990, just 4 of the 165 teams to start 0-3 has made the postseason, 2.4%. Just 2 of those teams have won their division. 1 won a playoff game, and none won the Super Bowl. Rodgers to throw. He'll hit Austin on the outside. That's not Austin, actually. Ooh, that is Austin. I was right. And he is banged up after that one. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but it looked painful. Where is the training staff? There they are. It took a while there. Mike Tomlin walking over as well. I wonder what happened to him. Dallas Turner, I can't tell if he's shaking up or just taking a knee either. What happened? $14-11 to play in the game. Steelers lead by 15. They're at the Minnesota 25. A little bit of jawing between the Vikings and Steelers. It's been a very aggressive game between both squads, actually. Been a lot of chatter. Even right now, DK Metcalf's going at it with some Vikings players for some reason. And for some reason, the NFL Network camera crew are letting us know exactly what he's saying. I love that for everyone. All right. Got an hour until the next game starts. I'm not going to do any doubleheader or tripleheader nonsense. I'm not Tom Grassi. I can't talk for 12 hours yet. I got stuff to do. I got a life. I gotta watch sports too. Can't just commentate on it. I gotta play video games. What do these teams look like now? I'm doubting the Vikings playoff home presence. Can we see the score, please? I don't know how to do that, but I can tell you the score is 21-6. It is 21-6. To just take, the 2 from the Heat jersey up there and -1, and then it's 21-6. Steelers have the lead. They're at the Minnesota 25-yard line at 2nd and 2. This isn't good. I know, but come on, man. My opinion changes about the Vikings every week. I wasn't sold on Carson Wentz coming into this one. I really didn't think it was going to be a good game, and it kind of just proved it to me, because beating the Bengals 48-10 really had nothing to do with the skill of Carson Wentz and the Bengals offense and the Vikings offense. They didn't really do anything. It was pretty much all on the defensive performance, where we saw Andrew Van Ginkel come up with 2 sacks in that one. They had Euro and does suck. I'm sorry. No offense to the Vikings, obviously, but they got some work to do. The injuries have kind of plagued them a bit. And they've made a few mistakes so far in this one, and the Steelers are getting away with all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I'll pull up the stat now to see exactly how many sacks the Steelers have today. 6. They have 6 sacks on Minnesota today, which is horrendous. So an awful game for the Minnesota offensive line and just in general. So it's going good. Let's take a look at Minnesota's upcoming games while we're waiting for the game to return. That's what you got to do. Make a scoreboard with the jersey. Constant, just it's a Dolphins game. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate that. I don't have enough jerseys to do that. I don't purchase jerseys very often. I have the bare minimum merch, honestly, which is why I'm always if anyone wants to buy me anything, you're more than welcome to. I just don't know how to do it. I know people who know how to do it. I've just never been hey, how do you put the scoreboard up on YouTube? But I honestly should write it in the chat every time there's a score change. That would be the most efficient way. It's probably the way I would do it. I would just be hey, score's 21-6, whatever. Calvin Austin is heading to the locker room after an undisclosed injury. Didn't quite see what happened. Vikings showing some signs of pressure. Play clock's at 2. And they rush 6, handoff to Caleb Johnson, who gets a big run up the middle for a gain of 7 to the Minnesota 17-yard line. So the Steelers still moving the ball. That's the rookie Caleb Johnson. And I haven't been totally pleased with how the Minnesota defensive line has played today either. It's been Kenneth Gainwell and Caleb Johnson today, and they ran for 2 touchdowns between the two of them and 85 yards, which normally doesn't sound terrible, but it's Kenneth Gainwell, who's not a really considerable rushing running back, and Caleb Johnson, who's a rookie. And Minnesota's defensive line has disappointed me ever so slightly today. Rodgers under center. Johnson still the back. Play clock at 3. Washington in motion. Handoff does go to Johnson, and he'll get maybe a yard before, I don't know, if that. Yeah, it's pretty much empty. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Steelers. 12.5 to play. Steelers up by 15, deep into Minnesota territory. 2nd and 9. Sorry. Vikings only rushing 4. Play clock's at 1. He'll get the snap off, handoff to Caleb Johnson. Johnson has a little bit of a hole, and he'll get maybe 3 yards. 3rd and 6 coming up for Pittsburgh. They're at the Minnesota 15 when 3rd and 6 is coming up. Just under 12 minutes to play. Minnesota's got to get a stop here. Not only do they need to stop, they need to stop the field goal as well. Because they need to, they're running out of time here to make anything happen. Next gen stats. Aaron Rodgers, quick passes, 12 of 14. Wow, they just interrupted next gen stats. How rude. He's got a 128.2 passer rating. That's incredible. Yeah, he's got 166 yards and a touchdown. He's 12 of 14. Timeout Pittsburgh as the play clock was winding down. Again there. Aaron Rodgers is just like, could have gotten it off there, but couldn't quite manage. So the Steelers will take their first time out of the half. It'll be 3rd and 6 after this 30-second break. Number 54 for Pittsburgh. Well, don't know who that is. It's a shame I don't know the numbers better. International games. There they are. I talked about them earlier. I found them naturally. I didn't need some fancy screen. Got the Vikings and Browns next week. Then I got the Broncos and Jets, both at Tottenham Hotspur. Then Wembley Stadium, wonderful venue, much better than Tottenham Hotspur. Sorry, I've been to both. Wembley is way better. Where the Jags and Rams are facing off. Then Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Got the Colts hosting the Falcons. It's a shame that they haven't been back to Allianz Arena, honestly. Allianz Arena is beautiful. It's a beautiful arena. They really should go back there. And, of course, the Dolphins and Commanders at Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid, Spain. 3rd and 6, play clock at 3. Rodgers throws over his shoulder, incomplete. He was looking for Roman Wilson. Or Scotty Miller, sorry. You think you know the numbers. There they are. Joe Davis and Greg Olsen. My arch rivals. All right. They're like some of my favorite commentators in the modern day. Greg's just he's full of insight, honestly. He's got such a mind for the player side of the game. He's phenomenal. Joe Davis just counters him very nicely. I liked him a little better with Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen, but I like Kevin Burkhardt, so disappointed that they're a team now, but still. 33-yard attempt is good, so the Steelers will take a 24-6 lead with 11:18 to play. Vikings have their backs up against the wall. And Aaron Rodgers is feeling the power of the Irish. Disappointing. Actually, not all that. I fully expected this to be the outcome of this game. I told you, yet you still voted for it. Can't believe you people. Crazy. Who votes for an international game at 9:30 in the morning? I will say I will eat my words if this ends up being the most watched commentary, which I'm like 100% sure at this point. I'm pretty certain. There's been a few likes more than normal. Just doesn't sound very good, but yeah, I'm fine. I got a good audience. For someone who doesn't try all that hard, I got a good audience. 24-6, the Steelers got the lead. Rodgers going to own all his rivalries in this possible retirement tour. Are they playing the North? Really? Maybe. Who do you play so far? Yeah, just the Vikings. They got the Packers. Of course they gave that a night game. Why not? Yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers back in Green Bay. Yeah. Talked about this earlier. How did I not notice? Yeah, I mean, probably. He's got the Bears pretty much locked down. I don't know about the Lions. I don't know. Lions Packers might be tough. He might show up big against Green Bay, but I don't know about the Lions. This one's not over yet, okay? It's not over yet. These commercials are bright. Oh, man. The coffee's wearing off too quickly. There's still like an hour left. Actually, it's been a weird, very quick game. Quick moving. Surprisingly. Because if you look at it, normally these things last 3.5. It's only been 2.5. I'm going to stand again. It's weird. I think the only time I standing more in a commentary was last week. That was fun. Ignore the humming. I got a standing disc. Bet you wish you had one. But all right, the terrible towels are making some noise in Dublin. As they seem to travel well, or at least Dublin got the message, one or the other. This one will be returned to about the 30-yard line with Carson Wentz. Potentially Max Brosmer be taking over. Come on, Max Brosmer. Let's look at this compilation of Carson Wentz getting absolutely drilled by Steelers defenders. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. It really should take it. He's got no way to evade pressure so far. Is it still Wentz? Steelers got 6 sacks, 2 takeaways, and only 6 points allowed. They've had incredible game. Like usual, like this is perfect Mike Tomlin defensive game, honestly. Jordan Addison's going to get the quick little out route for a game of about 6. This is just a Mike Tomlin coached game, really. And Terrell Austin, of course. Give him credit, too, I guess. But they've just played. It's just been the kind of defense that you come to expect from the Steelers. 2nd and 4. 10:45 to play. Under center is Wentz. He'll hand it off to Jordan Mason, who'll get about 5 yards and a first down. We'll say the Vikings need to pick up the pace. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if there's a quarterback shift incoming. It needs to happen soon. We know Desmond Ritter's out for this game, but Max Brosmer is the active backup quarterback. The rookie out of Minnesota. He deserves a chance. Once drops back for a bit, and he'll end up settling for TJ Hawkinson for getting about 5 or 6. Cam Hayward looked slow to get up on that one. We'll see. Did he get up? Yeah, slowly, but he got up. Good JJ. And then McCarthy for the Irish comeback. Yeah. Justin Jefferson, first half, he had 8 receptions for 97 yards, but he's got nothing in the second half. He's been really quiet. He's been locked down by the Pittsburgh secondary. I'm trying not to fall. Putting my knee up on the chair. Cam Hayward, I don't know that this guy's going to last much longer, which is sad because I love Cam Hayward. He's a favorite of mine, but he's getting injured a lot, and he's getting up there in his years. And you got to start thinking about health soon. This guy's 36 years old. He's been in the league since 2011. 2nd and 4 coming up from Minnesota as Hayward walks off the field. Again, they need more chunk plays, and you can tell they're starting to get a little desperate. They're not keeping the back anymore. Steelers showing a bit of sign of pressure. They back out, only rush 4. Wentz to throw over the middle. He's got Justin Jefferson. Quiet thus far, but he gets a big reception there to the Pittsburgh 34-yard line. Peyton Wilson on the tackle. $9:20 to go. They need three touchdowns, really. 2 touchdowns and a field goal and a 2-point conversion. 1st and 10. Naylor in motion. Play action. Wentz under pressure. He floors it. He's decked in the backfield, by the way. Oh, wow. He's taking some shots in this one. Max Brosmer time, okay? His Wentz is really hurting. It's time. Got to take him out. Oh, he's got a rib. He's got something wrong with his ribs. I can kind of tell. You know, when you're as experienced of a doctor as I am, I got a feeling there's something going on in his left rib cage area. He might have cracked the rib or something because he looks like he's limping. He looks like he might be having trouble breathing as well because he's taking a bit to get up. And he'll dump one off to Hawkinson, who breaks forward for a gain of about 12. TJ Hawkinson trying to upgrade his game after a quiet start to the season. The former Lions tight end, who honestly has made the Lions look really, really good for trading. Remember, he was so good in Detroit, came to Minnesota, was so good, but Sam Laporta is just better. Throw over the middle to Hawkinson. Again for a gain of 5. Second and 4. 8:20 to go. They're at the Pittsburgh 16. And now we get it. I know. It's been a bit. 8:06 to go. Wentz. I said McCarthy. Wentz rolls out. He tries to hit Josh Oliver. Fails. 2nd and 4. It'll be 3rd and 4. Scorebug operator needs some. My audio's bad? How come nobody said? What's wrong with it? Is it crackling? Wait, I hear fine. Do you need it closer or farther? Help me out here. What's wrong with my audio? Sure, it's not just bad internet. 3rd and 4. I'm just going to keep going until someone tells me what's wrong with my audio. Scott in motion. Wants to throw. Steps forward. He'll throw to the end zone. Is he in? He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Xavier Scott. And the Vikings score a touchdown in the nick of time. They're running out of time, but 7:56 to go. That was a much-needed score for Minnesota. He was open. Wentz almost missed him. Great job by Xavier Scott keeping his feet in bounds, if he did. Let's see it. He did. Great catch by Xavier Scott. How about it? That is the rookie out of Maine. I'm telling you, that's how his hands are so good. He caught all those lobsters. He's from the University of Maine. Don't worry, people from Maine like being, I'm lauding their lobster prowess. I'm not making fun of them. People from Maine like that. And a great catch by Xavier Scott. I'm telling you, Wentz almost missed him. He wasn't even looking. Credit to Xavier Scott for catching his eye and then making the grab as well. 2-point conversion attempt for Carson Wentz. They still need quite a lot. They find gold at the end of the Rainbow of a Drive. Finally, Wentz to throw. He throws back of the end zone, caught by Jalen Naylor. It's a 2-point conversion. And 24-14, the Vikings suddenly back in business. In Ireland, so I can't talk like a cowboy. I don't know what I'm doing. But it's a touchdown for the Vikings and a 2-point conversion to Naylor. So it's a 10-point game. Touchdown, field goal, 7 minutes. Hey, it's possible. Just 8 minutes, more like. Now, back to my audio. Is it really that bad? What's happening? I got distracted by a touchdown. So the Irish, feeling good in Ireland. I'm enjoying this. Other than the fact that I might have to turn on the lights pretty soon, it's getting dark. What are they doing? This is just a general. Oh, yeah, it's just a general ad. I'm like, what? When? I was like, when do the Packers play the Chiefs? From preseason to the playoffs. They said it. You come watch right here in the Exponential. Preseason to the playoffs. I'll do wild card, divisional, and conference. I don't do the Super Bowl. Go enjoy your Super Bowl. It's my philosophy. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Wild card and divisional. And conference. All right. Apparently, the audio problems disappeared. Because no one else is saying anything. Is my audio okay? Wait, please. This is giving me way more anxiety than it should. Not having sound issues yet. Maybe he doesn't like to hear things. Is that why? Is that actually why? Wait. You mean. You're mean for that. If that's why. It's pretty funny. Next week over in Sunnyside, England, in London at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, we have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I dare to say that the Vikings are not going to win that one either. Just kidding, they probably will, unless they get flaccoed. Do join us in England as Tottenham Hotspur for the NFL London Games 2025. Cheers. Too posh to say cheers. I've got to roughen up my accent a little bit. So that's more Australian. All right. So, 24-14. Vikings will be kicking off. Or will they? Yes. Browns D versus this O-line. Oh my. Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. That's for sure. And a kickoff. Going to Pittsburgh. It'll end at about the 10 is when it'll be fielded, and he'll try and make a nice move, and he'll be down at about the 34, 35-yard line. They're going to say 35. Lucky spot. They're pointing out a safety. Yeah, this is why Greg Olson's better. He's pointing out like a middling safety there. Like, I didn't see that, but there's a safety over there who's just hesitating. He's got two guys to cover. It's just not a great defensive scheme by Terrell Austin or Austin Terrell or whatever his name is, and Mike Tomlin. 1st and 10. Rodgers under center. And off to Gainwell. Gainwell pops it to the outside. He's got a first down to midfield. And really, they got to be able to stop this run, really, if they want any chance of winning this one. Which, honestly, it's not looking like it's going to be a victory for Minnesota. But they fought back. Give them credit for that. I almost yawned. That's crazy. I almost yawned just now. It's like 5. Come on. Wake up. Anybody got any cold water? That's like pourable. 1st and 10 from the 50, from about midfield. Yeah, 4. 3 seconds on the play clock. 2, 1. They'll get the snap off. Rodgers under center. He'll go play action. He's got pressure coming, and he'll dump it off to Gainwell, who gets 7 yards. Kenneth Gainwell's had a big game. It's been the name I've probably called the most today. Just under 7 minutes to play here in Dublin, Ireland. Home of Guinness and potatoes. 2nd and 4. I wonder, does the NFL's first game played in Ireland go in the Guinness World Record books? I think it does. I think it does. 17 of 20 on the day for Aaron Rodgers. He's still got a 123.3 quarterback rating. It'll hand off to Gainwell. And Gainwell's going to come about a few, well, maybe not. It's either a few inches short. Yeah, he's going to be a few inches short. It's going to be 3rd and short. 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches. Gainwell wants the first down. I didn't think he had it. I think 3rd and 1's the right call. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Come on. Come on, just speed this up a bit. 5 minutes left. Come on. I need to get some sleep before the 6 o'clock games start. 1 o'clock games, man. I'm tired. I'm forgetting the time difference. I'm over here in Irish time. Not even in Ireland. And I said it in GMT, which is hilarious to me. 5:29. To go, there's a flag after, I think, a run. I don't know. I yawned. I missed it. But the refs are gathering. Not quite sure what happened over there. Grenard seems to be upset about something. Time before you stream back and forth. That's not happening. Oh, Rogers was just standing there, and Darnell Washington ran over. That's pretty funny. Rogers just nonchalantly. That's the kind of quarterback I could play. I can do that. Just good job, guys. Keep up the good work. Great job. Yeah, good job. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Apparently, they gave him an unnecessary roughness penalty. Oh, some slapping. There was a slap and a face mask. Kind of should have been offsetting. I don't agree. I don't agree with the call. MVP right there. Former MVP right there. He's not winning again. Surely. 5:24. Vikings have 6 penalties today. They should have gone for 61 yards. It has not been a clean game for them. Steelers, however, have played some classic disciplined Mike Tomlin football. Hand off to Gainwell. Gainwell's got a hole. He'll get the first down inside the 10. And the Vikings just cannot stop him. It's not good. I mean, he has Gainwell. He's gaining. He's gaining well. There's nothing you can do about this. It's like a Dolphins game out here. Steelers have rushed for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns, subtracting the 2 yards that apparently they gave Cameron Hayward for something. I'm going to sit again. I'll stand again for like the 2-minute warning, but for the next 2.5 minutes, I'm sitting. Oh, my knees. Play clock's at 1. Hand off to Gainwell. Gainwell, not this time. They'll go for a loss. The ball's out. He was down. Yeah, he was down. He's fine. I'm so shocked that Carson Wentz is still the Vikings quarterback, by the way, but he did lead that one drive. So maybe things are looking up. Pittsburgh. This should not be happening. It's not 4 a.m. It's crazy. My schedule is so messed up that I'm more tired at 5 p.m. than 4 a.m. 7 p.m. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Aligned in the slot. He's been aligned in the slot 53% of the time today. And on the edge, he's been pretty good. He got a little slant there on the first drive, and then later on, he's on the outside again. Boom. That was his big touchdown. And he got in the end zone. That's pretty much the difference in this game. Not for long, though. 2nd and goal. Play action pass. Rodgers under pressure. He flicks one and overthrows Ben Skronik, former LA Ram. 4:17 to play. 3rd and goal for Pittsburgh. Here's the deal. Does Pittsburgh go for it here? If it ends up on 4th down, Mike Tomlin might want to consider going for it. The field goal doesn't do you much good. They're still going to have to get. It's okay. It makes it so that it's a tie, but ultimately, if Minnesota gets a field goal one way or another, they're probably going to end up tying. So I would go for it, honestly. But I'm also a very bold coach. Play clock's at 2. Riders gets the snap off, throws over the middle. He's got Metcalf. Who's going to come a couple yards short? That was Gainwell. 14, not 4. We'll get to about the 2-yard line. 4th and goal. 4:13 to play. Dan Kyle, that's right. Which Dan? Dan Quinn or Dan Campbell? Both. And it's like, I'm done, Kyle. I'm Dan Kyle. So here's 4th and goal. I'm staying on the field. I'm telling you, stay on the field. Come on, stay on the field. Boo. Wait, stay on the field. Please. Mike Tomlin's ears hurt just like mine, so he took off his headset. 4th and goal. Are they going for it? Please. Mike Tomlin. I am one with Tomlin, and Tomlin is one with me. Yeah, they're staying out there. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Sorry. I'm shaking the camera. Play clock's at 1. They go for it. Hand off to Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell. Ooh, did he get in? It's awfully close. He's going to be down at the 1. They didn't get it, but I love the call. So giving the Vikings the ball at the 1. So, honestly, the way this game has been going, I would be expecting the skull any second now. And by skull, I mean safety. That was mean to our... I was very mean to our local Vikings fans. I feel bad. Sorry. See, did it get in? And no, he's down. He's down there. Yeah, he's there. It's going to be a no. No, he fumbled at the end. Yeah, he's... I like him just being like, oh, it's over the line. Look at that. I did it. Rush yards per game, 2024, they had 127. 2025, they had 63, but today they've had well over 120. Steelers showing some heavy pressure. Hand it off to the running back. Oh, Mason somehow slips through for 5. Gives Carson Wentz some breathing room. That was terrifying. These refs have kind of had their hands full a bit. They haven't called a lot of penalties, but these two teams have been going at it a bit. Surprising rivalry kind of vibes here. Intentional turnover and downs. Got to get that safety. Yeah, got to get the skull. 2nd and 4. Wentz to throw, and he zips one in to Justin Jefferson. Vikings going hurry up. 3.5 to play. Down by 10. All right. All right, all right. In the words of Elvis Presley. All right, all right. Whew, that was a lucky break. For Carson Wentz just so happened he was throwing to the best wide receiver in the league. Arguably. Arguably. Yeah, okay. Who is the best one? Brandon Eccles is down. He's injured. That is a blow to their corner depth. Man, I can't talk. I've never been able to say that word, though, to be honest. Depth. It's the depth. Depth. It's like the depth of the ocean. The depth of the... Sorry. Don't mind me. No, yeah, actually, they still have quite a bit of depth. Gosh. They still got Jabril Peppers, Juan Thornhill. So Eccles takes over. It was Porter's replacement, but Thornhill can probably play corner. Peppers probably can as well. Miles Killebrew quite possibly can. So I love Miles Killebrew. He's one of my favorite players. Is he the best as a Packers fan? I tend to doubt everything go to the Vikings. Who's the best? Justin Jefferson? Yeah, I don't know. He's not. He's had a kind of an off year so far this year, so I'm hesitant to call him the best. I feel like Puka has been up there, though. He's off to a really strong start. Emeka Egbuka, though, this guy's he's been off to the races. He's actually been the best wide receiver through the first few weeks. We're about to hit the 3-hour mark. It was looking so good, too. There was only 11 minutes left with like half an hour ago, but we barely moved. Man. All right, 3.5 to go. Wentz drops back to pass. Rush 3. He has him. Jordan Addison. He's so open. The 20, the 10. He's down at the 1. My goodness, could he have been more open? Wow. Blown coverage of the highest order of blown coverage. What happened to the Pittsburgh offense? The defense. Oh, he just ran right by them. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. He just ran like straight by them. And off to Mason. Mason wrapped up for a loss by Patrick Queen. He could go all the way to the 1. Boy, am I glad I didn't do that. That was crazy. And he just blew right past him. Impressive job chasing him down after the fact. But really surprising that Peyton Wilson, of all people, the linebacker, big linebacker, chased him down. All right, we standing. I departed my seat very quickly. I was like, oh no. Wentz to throw. He hits the end zone and it's tipped into the air. There was another opportunity there for him, but incomplete. Good defense there by the Pittsburgh defender. Looks like his name's Penny. Oh, James Pierre. James Pierre is a backup corner. He's probably actually taking over for Brandon Eccles. You know, Ramsey was injured a little earlier as well. James Pierre out of FAU. Apparently, that was the longest pass of the season, I'm being told. Being told by NFL Network. Third and goal. Man, did the downs go quickly. Once, quick throw, it's almost intercepted. It's 4th and goal. Wow. This has been an absolutely insane minute. They get an 81-yard pass completion down to the 1, and then Pittsburgh has a 3-down stop, essentially. Here's the question. Do you take the field goal here? Might one? No. You're down by 2 touchdowns. Yeah, you got to go for it. This could be the ball game, folks. Could be it. A tackle could save him big. I know. 4th and goal. Peyton Wilson's about to be the player of the game. Play clock's at 1. I don't think they got it off. They did. Wentz rolls to his right. He's got him. Jalen Naylor. Touchdown, Minnesota. And the Vikings comeback is alive. How about this? I did not see this coming. Oh, boy. If I had a real following, I'm going to get it on social media. Oh, man. I'm just thinking if Tom Grassi had said that this was a terrible choice, he'd be getting it right now. Naylor, he just snakes around. He just kind of slips out. Yeah, that was just a well-designed offensive play by Kevin O'Connell. This guy's an offensive genius. 2:08 to play. Extra point is up, and it is good. Oh, right. Pittsburgh didn't. They could have kicked a field goal. I forgot they went for it. By my instruction. It's a 3-point game. 2:08 to play. Minnesota's only got 1 timeout. And the fans are just loving it. They're just loving Dublin. Those fans, they're like, I don't know what's happening, but let's go. This is the jersey I bought, so let's go. Risky. Yeah. I was like, what number is that? I mean, it makes sense. Aaron Rodgers, number 8. This is crazy. Crazy last few minutes. Vikings making a bit of a comeback. They don't have much time, though. I will say, they don't have a whole lot of time, 2:08. And only 1 timeout. That hurts. That just mirrored that. Kind of looked like Lee Corso on the sideline. Kind of just a little bit. I'm just missing him so much. I'm imagining him as a Steelers coach. Yeah, go out there. Not so fast. Ruin their comeback. So Will Reichard, is he going to try the onside kick? He is. They have declared for the onside kick. Per the new rules, last successful onside kick was December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2016 versus the Packers. Of course it was versus the Packers. And this is Will Reichard. I don't know. I don't think he's ever done this before. It's kind of new. He's young. The game could rest on this. Will Reichard, the onside kick. I'm about to freak out if he gets it. I should not be this close to the microphone. Something happened. Who used the timeout? Don't tell me Minnesota used the timeout. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, okay. Good. Steelers iced the onside kick, which is good for Minnesota because that was an awful onside kick. You got to get a favorable bounce, all right? It's all about the bounce. Jump around. That was my ankles. Boy, do my ankles hurt. We're 8 seconds away from the 2-minute warning in Dublin, Ireland. The Steelers lead by 3. But the Vikings aren't giving up. They have an onside kick coming up. Really, they have to make sure that the Steelers, that they don't take 8 seconds on this onside kick. Most importantly, they can't take 8 seconds on this onside kick. It's not good. Going to get the second one. Yeah, come on. Come on, man. Come on, Will. Will Reichard. You're a Star Trek captain. You got this. And here's the onside kick, and it is no better than the first. That is easily recovered by the Steelers. All right. It's Roman Wilson. Fields it. Another. He basically 2 identical onside kicks, really. So the Vikings, it didn't take 8 seconds, though. It only took 1. So good for them on that. I think that, yeah, all right. They got to stop him here. Regardless, they're probably, best case scenario, they get the ball back with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Kenneth Gainwell, outside the tackles, has gotten 79 yards on 13 rushes. And he's going to head right for the tackles, and he's got a solid run for a gain of 5, which will bring us to the 2-minute warning in Dublin, Ireland. The Steelers lead by 3, but it ain't over yet. The Minnesota Vikings are making their comeback, but they need to stop them on this drive with only 1 timeout remaining. One way or another, we're going to have to see heroics from Minnesota when we come back after this short message from Lucky Charm. From a dog. Yeah. All right. 30 minutes, 28 minutes until the first NFL slate begins. I'm going to log off immediately after this game ends so I can go turn that on and chill out. I'm just bye. I need some relaxation. The Bill is in for the Commanders. Commanders have been beaten up and battered. No Daniels, no McLaurin, but yes, Bill. That's a relief for them. They got their running back. That's something. Expect him to have a solid game. As for Tampa, getting Baker, it's good. So we got those just coming up in just a few moments. I'm not doing any of those. I'm not staying home that long. I'm tired enough as it is. Yeah, pretty much got to tough it out. So I'm staying up tomorrow to watch the Dolphins lose to the Jets. So, yeah, if you see any depressed posts about uniforms on Tuesday, go check those out because that's probably going to be what I do is I'm going to do a uniform rating because I did one for the Cardinals, and that means I have to do one for every Rivals jersey from here on out. Incredibly disappointed with those Cardinals jerseys, by the way. Hey, look, speaking of, it's an actual Lucky Charms commercial. Not sponsored. Use code nothing. Wow, look at how lucky that is. I can do that celebration. I should eat some. You like Lucky Charms. Really not sponsored by Lucky Charms. You like Lucky Charms? That's weird. Oh. They're still doing it. Wow, that was fun. I love Sweet Caroline. I'm looking forward to it in Spanish. Kenneth Gainwell tries to bounce it to the outside. He breaks 2 tackles and is taken down a yard shy of the first down. 3rd and 1. Did they get him out of bounds? They did. That's crazy. And a big tackle pulls him out of bounds, but it's 3rd and 1, which means they got to get a stop here. No, they didn't get him out of bounds. Timeout, Minnesota. Whatever. Forget I said anything. But it's 3rd and 1. They got to stop them from getting this yard. Otherwise, this is game over. What an effort from Kenneth Gainwell, by the way. I mean, he breaks 2-3 tackles. Huge effort. 3rd and 1. For all the potatoes. Come on, Mike's making it interesting. Yeah. I would not be surprised if they ran some sort of trick play here. Using a tight end. They got 2. 3. Washington's basically a tight end. Oh, they might just hand it off to Gainwell. They have put the tight end in motion a few times. Play clock's at 5. Timeout, Pittsburgh. No more timeouts left. We are in a timeoutless game, which means we're in a minute and 52 seconds uninterrupted. Or untimeout interrupted, at least. Could be thrilling final 2 minutes. Or it could end in a very disappointing fashion. Showing that Jordan Addison big play again. Just see him walk by every corner and the safeties all drifted towards the other side. It's like, where'd everybody go? I was just blown. It's a long 1 yard, but Gain has done well. He has done well. 3rd and 1. Gainwell's the back. Vikings stuffing the line. It looks like. And the handoff to Gainwell. Ooh, he's really close. Dallas Turner. Oh, Gainwell doesn't think he has it. And neither do the Vikings, which tends to mean he doesn't have it. 4th and 1. 4th and an inch, probably. Carson Wentz is getting his helmet back on, but I wouldn't be too certain that they're not going for this. Mike Tomlin wants to seal this deal. I wouldn't be too... Yeah, I think he's going for it. I think Kevin O'Connell needs Flo to come up huge again. They're going for it. 4th and 1. Rodgers is under center. Vikings stuff in the line again. Play clock's at 0. No, they're taking the penalty. That's delay game. Delay game on the offense. All right, they're punting. That's a guaranteed punt. Sorry, I was just giving a brief round of applause for the former Dolphins coach. He's still with us in spirit. All right. 4th and 6 for Pittsburgh, which means the punting unit's coming out. Are you kidding me that Minnesota has a chance to win this game? It's about to be a crazy comeback. Got some craziness in Dublin. All right. You picked the right game, whatever. I don't know how you knew, but whatever. You picked the right game. Leave me alone. And this is a punt, and it is a bad one. And it's going to send the Vikings to a respectable spot. They wanted to pin him deep, but he overshot it by quite a bit. 1st and 10. Out comes Carson Wentz for the final drive, one way or another. Fake punt? Nah, not that. Mike Tomlin's not that bold. He's actually a fairly conservative coach in comparison. First half, Wentz went 16-20 for 154 and an interception. Second half, he went 12 of 20 for 173, 2 touchdowns and interceptions. The good came with the bad in the second half, but the good has him within 3 somehow. Here I was 11 minutes ago, game minutes ago, ready to bench him for Max Brosmer. 1st and 10. Blitz coming. They were a 6. Wentz steps up, throws deep. It's intercepted by Jason Pierre It's over. And Carson Wentz decides to call the game himself. Wow, a miserable way to end this game. He had both feet in bounds, so the terrible towels are going to come away with a victory here. Let's see if he definitely got 2 feet in. James Pierre. That was just a bad decision. Yeah, that's an interception. That was just an unfortunate decision by Carson Wentz. I don't know why he threw that. Jason Pierre read that route like a book. And the only reason he's in the game, never mind, you wrote it. You voted wrong. The only reason he's in the game is because of multiple injuries. So Jason Pierre is coming. Wait, what? 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 I apologize. I apologize. They just overturned the call. That's what? So the Vikings are still in it. That's a distance. I don't know, Mike. They're saying he double caught it. That's controversial. I thought that should have been game over. Carson Wentz throws over the middle. It's almost intercepted again. Honestly, the correct result of this game should be a Steelers win at this point. That's terrible. My goodness, these refs are awful. I can't believe they overturned that. I'm defensive holding now coming against Pittsburgh. But are you kidding? That is just the wrong call. I don't know. That that's frustrating. It's frustrating for all the Steelers fans, honestly, because I don't know. He barely bobbled. Even Mike Pereira was like, we didn't have a very good angle, which is his fancy way of saying, I don't think they're right either. Ball did get loose at some point. Not sure the rules. I don't know. I feel like he had it. I don't think it moved that much. Once under heavy pressure, somehow stays on his feet and then gets swallowed up. They got to go. Get to the line. There's a flag. All right, they're getting bailed out. Crazy. It's going to be holding on the offense. That is that offside. I did see that. I don't know why I didn't call it. It was TJ Watt at the top. Yeah. It was, yeah. He did jump a little early, but man, this is just the Steelers are like I don't know. Ever since that play, now they've got 2 penalties back to back. They're kind of just kicking themselves at this point. I know, I saw the ball move a little, but I thought he still had it. I don't know that there was enough there to overturn that. I'm not a massive fan of the call, in case you couldn't tell. Wentz to throw. He'll throw underneath. He's got Scott for a first down. Get him about 10. I'm going to give him 9. Flag? No flag on this one. Will Reichard. Week 3 against Cincinnati. He hit a massive field goal late in the game against Cincinnati, which was from a large distance. I actually have no idea how long because they didn't bother putting that one on there. So I guess I got to do everything myself. First and 10 for Minnesota, 43 seconds to go. Play clock winding down. Carson gets it off. He's under pressure. He's scrambling. He's going to have to throw it out of bounds. It's going to be intentional grounding, you would think. But I don't know. After that wasn't an interception. Who knows? It's probably like my most biggest flip out I've ever had on a commentary camera before. I was just the wrong call. That's got to be intentional grounding, surely. There's no way he was out of the pocket. Did they not? There it is. Okay. My goodness. It's terrible. 37 seconds to go, down by 3. They got the 10-second runoff, so 27 seconds remaining. Things not looking good for Minnesota. Rightfully so. They don't deserve to win anymore. I'm sorry. This game should have been over 2 plays ago. Second and 26 for Minnesota. They put on an extra second because they love the Vikings now. Okay. Sorry. Second and 26. They've barely moved, even with that overturned interception. They've barely moved. Second and 26. Wentz to throw. He hits Hawkinson. Hawkinson flipped up into the air. He'll get 13 yards. Got 15 minutes till the 1 o'clock window. Wentz spikes it with 14 seconds to go. Basically, they got to hit some deep passes, and that's not been something they've been overly successful with so far in this one. The range has been very much limited to 5 to 10 yards, with the exception of the Jordan Addison 81-yard catch, of course. But that was more on the Steelers than on the Vikings. Then, of course, the missed interception was more on the refs than on the Steelers. But whatever. What a frustrating end this might be. Refs love the Vikes. Packers lose them. I know, yeah. I mean, that was a terrible call. Play clock's at 0. It's going to be a delay game. Yeah, I didn't get they weren't even paying attention to the play clock there. It's going to back them up another 5 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 18. This game's about to be over. Good. That if the Vikings win off of that call, like that's not okay. They shouldn't win anymore. I was rooting for the comeback, but not anymore. 14 seconds to play, 4th and 18. This could be the final play of the game. From the round 32, they got to get a good distance. Wentz to throw. He steps up. He throws deep. It's incomplete. Batted down. Great play made by the Steelers secondary. Was that Pierre again? No, that was Deshaun Elliott. If it was Pierre, it should have been Pierre. Should have been Pierre, man. He deserved it. He needs to have an interception added to his scoreboard. So the Steelers are going to walk away with a victory. Sorry, that was aggressive. The Steelers need to walk away with the victory. They're glad 24-21 is going to be the final score. And Neil will end the game. I'm out of here. No Dublin miracle. Good. Good. They just almost robbed the Steelers of a victory because of an awful call. Man, that's terrible. But credit to the Vikings for making it interesting towards the end of the game. I've had it. I'm done. And there's the knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. The first NFL game in Dublin as the final score. Steelers 24, Vikings 21. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been our squared of the Exponential. Have a great rest of your weeks. See you next week. Poll coming soon. Enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. And enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.